we should be going live. We'll kill that light. Just give them dark. I don't know if you want to turn all those lights off. Just give them the complete darkness. All right, we should be live.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live?
Yes, it looks like we're live.
Let's see here.
So,
Oh yeah, sure enough, there it is.
so we're live. So I need this out because I gotta work the views. See, is anybody in there? Oh, you know what? Did it get the alert in Discord? It should have got the alert in Discord, no? Yep, there it goes. Just got the alert.
Do you have like a Discord
Yeah.
peeps waiting?
Not sure because I didn't advertise.
Oh, here we go. Somebody said, "What's up, guys?"
Donut, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you dropping in.
We're a little late, just like the real airlines. We are. We're on borrowed time over here. just an hour and a half late. What is it? Hour 15?
Just a little bit. So looks like we got 5 people watching. So guys, we got a special guest here. In the left seat, the captain is a real life airline pilot.
Oh, here we go. It's popping. What's going on, guys?
Atlas, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Bakazato, welcome to the stream.
They're probably wondering, why is it so dark?
Ah, you guys probably want to see some action, huh? Yeah, that would work.
So let's get a battery on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ground power on.
we'd like to welcome all passengers on this service and advise that this flight is now boarding. Please have your boarding pass available to assist us with your entry on board the aircraft.
Gary Shepard, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. Support the channel. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So today's our big day. We got a special guest in the sim. Oh, you know what? We should have put in the title, real life airline pilot.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
If they're true dedicated fans, they'll figure it out.
Bakazato wants to know, is it Captain Chemtrails?
It is. In the flesh.
In the flesh. He's here.
Here with Fly Road Rookie. It turns out we're only 20 minutes from each other in real life.
Which is awesome. It is awesome. He said, big ups to him. Absolutely, absolutely. So Drew Stone, my guy, Drew Stone. Big ups, man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you coming in to support the channel, guys. It's awesome. Glad to see you guys is here.
So we are in Burbank. If you haven't figured out by the title, we're going to go to San Jose, California. Just a quick little flight. We should have left a while back, but we ended up chatting it up. And then, you know, just setting this thing up takes a little bit more than your home simulator. But we're here now, and we're glad you guys could join the simulator. And we'll get this thing going here. So I got the IRSs lining up.
Okay.
And if you want
Oh.
to do your position thing for...
Sure. Maybe just give them some backlight because I'm not sure if they can see it. That's the only down for everybody complains.
Some backlights there. There we go. That should probably be better.
Sorry, guys, about that.
See, how does that look? Probably a little better.
Rookie,
Yes.
Hey, thanks, Drew Stone.
Oh, to have them see. Yeah, okay. So let me go here. Let's go to 4. Give them view 4 real quick. And let's see how to work this so that way I don't ever have to move this GoPro again for the rest of the night. So how does it go? I don't want to break it. So you do that.
There you go.
Okay. So I'll bring this around.
What are we going up to? 34, I think, was the flight plan you had.
I'll double check in a second.
Put it up there. And then whatever the field elevation for San Jose at some point.
Oh, did I go the wrong way? Okay. Put that down.
View 7.
View 7?
Yeah, you're upside down in this view a little bit.
Here you go. So I probably got to turn the brightness down real quick on this.
All right, so it's upside down, yeah. So don't worry, guys, we're flipping it back. I see the comment.
Jump down.
There it is.
Hmm?
Line it up on your screen now.
A little more.
Shaq sent me, and what's up?
Yeah, you're probably good right there.
Question is, where is Shaq?
Shaq might still be streaming. Hope you guys can see that. I can't see that. So I got to add some brightness back to it.
That might be too dark.
Let's see.
No, that's fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine right there?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Excellent.
There you go.
Welcome, guys. Smooth Ops, welcome. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, see that?
Thank
there
you.
you go. I guess it worked out because Shaq's, I guess, still streaming in Atlanta, so he'll probably come back.
Tilt up just a little bit because you're cutting off the top of the FNC.
So
Captain Geo. I recognize that name from
Is that
Shaq
good?
streams. What's up, Captain Geo?
Is it 6? No, it's view 5 for that, right? Yeah, it's view 5. Okay, so we do view 5. And maybe like that. Sorry about the camera, guys. I'm going to get another GoPro soon. Soon. That way we don't have to worry about keep moving this. But Eagle Aviator was kind enough to lend us his GoPro so that you guys can get a view of the FMC program in. Alright, so that looks like that's set. Guys, hopefully you guys can see the FMC here. So we're going to go ahead and start setting that up. And the captain requests some information from me that I need to produce here. So I need to pull that up for him. Send brief. Alright, have a good night.
Yeah, good meeting you, man. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Eagle Aviator. Camera safe and sound. Safe and sound. So it looks like our cruise altitude today is going to be 340.
Yep. And you see the landing elevation in San Jose by chance?
Sure.
If not, I can pull it up too. Let's see here.
Yeah, I have it.
Destination.
I have it pinned. Let me click out of the chat here. Oops. I have it pinned right here. No.
SJC is 62 feet.
62, okay, you got
we
it.
can, yeah, we can just have it at 100 feet. That'll be good.
Okay. Oops. Get out of here. Get this stuff pulled up. Skip that. Don't worry if we try to go live. Alright, so you guys can see. So I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up the IM pilot monitoring today. So I'm going to set up the, for the captain because the systems are a bit jank here. And he caught that right away. So there's no getting that past a real pilot. Trust me. I tried. Doesn't work. So go ahead and put in our company route. And we're Southwest Airlines 8317.
The enemy.
The enemy.
Just kidding.
So we put that in there. So activate that, execute that. Excellent. So that information is in now. So now we can go ahead and start setting up for all of our information. Today is currently the 16th, I do believe. So we'll put that in there. Our current flight time, I do believe, was 50-something minutes.
Yeah, it should be under an hour.
So it looks like, yeah, 53 minutes. So we'll put 53. I'll populate just one more time here. VHF in progress. Go ahead and return. Request weather. And we want the weather for here as well to get our altimeter because we're not on VATSIM. Forgot that all the FNO was going on the East Coast, so we're here on the West Coast doing it. So VHF is in progress, so wait for that to come out. All right, ACARS message. Our ACARS uplink is available, so we want the altimeter 2988. We'll go ahead and print that out. So 2988.
Oh, you got a printer in this thing too?
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Look at
Now-
that.
Now print me a copy as well.
That's wild. That's cool.
And if you want the forecast, we can also print that as well.
Oh, no, you just...
Okay.
This is good.
2988.
Totally good. Oh, cool.
So go 2988, set my side, and you are clear to go ahead and finish setting up the rest, unless you...
Yeah. Oh, look, it's James Baugh. I recognize that name. James Baugh, what's going on? He's another real-world pilot.
Yeah, James, welcome to the stream. Sim Aviator, welcome to the stream. Captain
Oh,
Geo.
there's Shaquille O'Neal himself.
Captain Shaquille Oatmeal, what's up with you, bro? It is amazing that you introduced Chemtrail and I. Man,
yeah,
that is absolutely
we've
amazing.
been just chatting it up. That's probably why we're so far behind
It is awesome.
on
It is
getting this
awesome.
stream up to you guys. So
You were
sorry about
amazing,
that.
sir.
So we got, let's see, so you uploaded the route.
Yeah,
I
we-
see that.
Mhm.
So we just need to put a runway and a departure. There's nobody on VATSIM. We were going to do VATSIM, but there's nobody, no controllers online for this area, for the Burbank area, so we're just going to have to kind of wing it around. So what do you think is an appropriate departure for heading up to the north? Let's take a look.
Okay. So it looks like they gave us the Oros 2.
You got okay, Oros 2?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that looks about right. And then COREZ, is that right?
COREZ, that is correct.
Yeah, so the Oros 2 transitioning through COREZ. I think that was on the flight plan itself.
Mhm.
Cool. And then, so we have to connect that discon. So I'm just going to take a pause to say, in the Airbus,
Okay.
it would recognize that.
It would?
So yeah, it recognizes like, oh, you're going to COREZ. Oh, COREZ is in my flight plan. Let's connect it together.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
So I've been on the Airbus and on the 737 and the 757 and 767. And so yeah, it's kind of cool coming back to the 73. I haven't been back to the 73 in real life for a couple years, other than just playing Zebo. So let's connect this back. There's COREZ.
What was our flaps for departure?
You know, it's based on the weight and everything else. I would think it would be something higher than 5, but
So 15 maybe?
yeah, we could do 15. I
Alright.
mean, because, yeah, 5 might be. Burbank isn't the longest runway. 15 is the longest runway here, and it's only 6,800 feet. So, you know, 15 will definitely give us a little bit more margin.
Okay. So I'll print that performance information out for you.
Oh, wow. So you got takeoff performance. So what's that based on?
So based on just the information I had just put in our zero fuel weight and stuff, so looks like our takeoff performance 17th of July 2021, 3:53 UTT time, Southwest Airlines 8317. We're in the Boeing 737-800 CFM56-7 Bravo.
Okay, so everything's in kilograms then.
Everything is in kilograms.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Because when you told me that number in the 60s before,
Mm.
I kind of like, my eyebrow raised because I'm like, that's really light.
Yeah.
But now that you said that's in kilograms,
Uh-huh.
that makes more sense, like 120, 130,000 pounds. Okay. So that's a little different, yeah.
So
So obviously, in the U.S. carriers, we don't use kilograms.
We use pounds.
But we got our V-speeds. That's cool. Yeah, so as long as everything's kosher with the kilograms,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. 22.9 trim. Okay, cool. Well, that's really good. Good to know.
So I think I have, let me print myself a copy.
You could just use that if you want,
Okay.
or unless you
Okay.
just like printing paper.
I love printing paper. I love it. Between
What
that
was
and
the what was the arrival going into San Jose?
Oh, it's gonna be Silicon 5.
Silicon. Oh yeah, that sounds familiar. Silicon 5. There it is. Silicon 4 in here, but TROXX coming up from TROXX.
Just double check that, confirm that for you. That is correct.
And I would assume 30 left.
Yeah, they got us 30 right, but let's take left. I like left because I like to look at the
Yeah.
IKEA.
I will say from a real world standpoint, so the terminal's on the east side, so typically they'll have guys taking off 30 right,
Okay.
30 left, typically the landing runway. And this is all like typical real world, but
Okay.
typically at most airports they like doing it like that. They like keeping the inboard runway closest to the terminal for departures,
Okay.
and then the outboards for the landings.
Okay.
So if you ever
Interesting.
noticed that, you had never noticed that, yeah.
No, I never paid attention. No.
Yeah, so if you look at like Atlanta, for example, you got 26 right, 26 left. Typically you land on 26 right, take off 26 left. Same thing with the south side. it's reversed because the terminal's in the middle, so it'd be 27 right for takeoff, 27 left for the landings, and 28s.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Somebody corrected me on that
Yeah,
in Newark.
it's you know, the reason being also is like you'll sometimes get a big stack of airplanes to take off, and so if you're trying to take them off on that outboard runway, then you have to cross over, so it's just more work. So it's more simpler to just keep everybody on the inside and then take off on that inboard runway.
That makes sense.
That's something I picked that up once I started flying the real planes, because I'm like, there's 8 runways. How do we know which runway? You know, that was like one of the first questions I had, because you're flying GA stuff, you're typically going to one runway.
Right.
When you go to the big airports, you got a lot of runways. But yeah, that seems to be the general consensus.
So departures always.
If you have like a lot of runways and they're all kind of parallel, look at the inboard. So like LAX, for example, you would probably take, if you're taking off to the west, which typically with the offshore winds is the usual case.
Okay.
You would take off on 24 left, and then you would land 24 right. You know, the one that goes over past the in and out.
Okay.
On the other side, if 25 right is for takeoff, 25 left is for landings. However, FedEx and the UPS guys, they are all on that far south side, so they'll take off 25 left just because it's easier for them to get to without having to cross the runway.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
Look at that. Fun fact is important fact.
Yeah, well, I'll try to sprinkle some as we go.
Okay, appreciate it.
30 left has a transition through glide.
That I didn't look up.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's glide. Yeah, Clyde connects up with the, so it's nice and smooth out here. So let's see. So off of here, it's a 210 heading. That makes sense. The discon is supposed to be there. And then, yeah, everything joins right up from TROXX, Silicon Valley. Yeah, it's in Clyde, so there's no discons. It brings you straight into the runway.
Okay.
So that's good. Performance-wise,
Okay.
you know, for all the, so we got 340, right, for the
Yep, 340.
altitude. And you said it was in kilograms, so it was a 6 something?
59.2.
59.2.
And that's the zero fuel weight.
Zero fuel weight. Right there. So then our gross weight's 63.9.
63.9.
Okay. Reserves 4?
Looks
3.9?
like
4.5?
looks like I got 3. I got 2.9.
2.9 for the reserves?
Yeah.
Okay. Any cost index?
Yeah, cost index is going to be, come on, I'm in broken iPad, guys, sorry. There you go, 14. And
14.
then I'll get our top of climb wins here shortly. So top of climb wins is going to be 223 at 32.
So that's under cruise winds?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's going to be 223 at 32.
/32. Sorry, I think I got off the stream here. People are probably blowing it up. Live. What do we miss here? Oh yeah, we got a lot.
Uh-oh. You want to back up a little bit?
Geo. 21 watching. What a party. Wow. Does Chemtrails have a home sim? I do. It's nothing near as fancy as what Fly with Rookie has here. It's literally just a monitor and a Warthog stick and stuff. Yeah, but I am a flight sim nerd as well.
Well, that's because your office, you go to your office every day.
That's true, yeah. So if I want to really touchy-feely. But, you know, it's sometimes you don't want to fly Airbus, you want to fly something else, so.
Sure.
I do VR. I like VR. I got a HP.
Oh, so you got VR.
I got the HP Reverb G2.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, especially with the DCS. I think it's pretty spectacular if you've never tried it.
I've never tried. I never.
Yeah, well, maybe you can come over. Yeah. In VR, obviously, you don't have physical switches, but the immersion is pretty cool. What airplane do you fly? Well, I currently fly the Airbus 319, 20, and 21. But as of last year, I was flying the 767, 757, 200s and 300s, and the 767-300ER. But because of COVID and what happened with the industry, I had to kind of slide back to the 320, which is actually really good. I like the 320. I was always curious about the Airbus, and being forced to kind of learn it was a good experience. If fact, when I was on the 7.5, I kind of tried to make a tutorial video, but I'm not good with the AV department, so I just try to just wing it on one take. You could probably find it somewhere on YouTube under my name. How is the res on the G2? It's about 2K per eye. So the screen door effect is, I used to have the Oculus, so it was definitely a huge improvement from the Oculus. But there's a little bit of screen door, I would say, but I would feel the next generation will probably get rid of that. What airline does he fly for? Ooh, question mark, ding, ding, ding. I am not allowed to say, unfortunately. It's top secret. It's Chemtrail Airlines for right now. But no, it is a real world airline. It is fairly well known, I would say. And some people probably know. But yeah, unfortunately, I wish I could tell you guys, but not authorized to do so. But if you guys have any questions regarding any of the aircraft I've flown, I'll try to answer it.
Mike, my guy, Mike, what's up? Big up, bro.
It's classified, yep. James Bond says it's classified. Yeah, James Bond knows what's up. I mean, when you work for these big companies, you can't just go around representing without authorization. And, you know, I like doing the flight simming for fun and just to kind of help guys out, like Fly with Rookie here. And, yeah, so, yeah, it's irrelevant, really, who you work for. But it's a good company, I will say.
Dave McKee, welcome to the stream. Hope you're feeling better, man. Definitely appreciated your review on the Cessna tail dragger, man. Great review. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out.
Big Slim, long day, man, passing through. Well, it's Friday, man, TGIF. Grab yourself a beer and enjoy the stream.
Hey, what'd you do? Put that Tesla on autopilot there, Mike? I know you didn't do much in that traffic there, but relax.
So do we have everything set up? Should we do we don't got V speeds.
Yeah, we got to go back into
you said you had the speed here, right? So we had
yeah, I got it pulled up here. So our V1 is 135.
So you got flaps 15?
Yeah, flaps 15.
15.
And then 135,
35,
36,
36,
and 41.
Okay, let's say 36. Oh, you said it doesn't show up, right?
It does. No, you just gotta cycle through it again. So once you enter the CG,
CG is 22.9, and then try it again.
And then try it, one more time. So 35, 36,
35, 36. So this is what we're having to work with here. And 141, I think.
That's correct.
So they still don't show up.
They still won't show up.
So will they show up on the speed tape?
No.
Okay.
So I'll have to monitor that.
Typically we put 141 here. So what's the initial altitude on this departure? Do you know?
On the SID, it's let's see, pull that up here.
Burbanko on the Oros.
It looks.
It's like 230 top altitude, so we can just put that in there.
Okay.
Alright, so from a real world standpoint, if you guys are wondering what we typically do, one person, whoever is flying the aircraft, would set up the inside, essentially, and then the other person who's pilot monitoring or not pilot would go out on the outside, do the external walk around. That's typically how it's done in a two-man crew. And then they would come back, and then you would kind of back each other up. The pilot monitoring would double check the work of the FMC, double check the overhead, the remote control panel, just to make sure you got everything, and then you would run the checklist. So I think we're at that point. I don't know. Do you feel you want to double check the overhead? I got the IRSs lined up, got those all pretty much set up for push. We don't have an APU. Let's just get the APU going right now. Why not? That way we don't find out how quickly the ground power likes to disconnect. Pushback.
That would be bad.
Hopefully it starts.
Who's the co-pilot? Co-pilot is Rich. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you dropping in and support the channel. It's Fly with Rookie, the one and only. Fly with Rookie is the first officer today.
Good drink, fresh noodles. Now time to relax. going to apply for colleges this year. Ryan's crew, awesome. Good luck. It's a good time to get in. I mean, 2020 was definitely a scare for the industry, but they tend to happen. But future's looking bright again. So APUs are running. There it is. So we'll swap the gens. Boom. We'll get some air going. Oh yeah, we got that feedback problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll solve it.
Yep. See the simisms.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, so we got that. We could probably disconnect ground power.
Okay. I have to do it from the.
Yeah, no worries. Typically, you'll hear a bang outside. Bong, bong, bong. Someone trying to get your attention to disconnect the power.
So. So this is the view right now, guys. This is view 4, one of my favorite views. But you guys let us know what view you want for takeoff. This is generally the view that I like to see just because it captures more of the scenery. But here is another view, view 1. This kind of shows a wide view. And you guys kind of see like most of the important things. Who is the captain? I'll let him introduce himself.
My name's Captain Chemtrails, real world airline pilot. I've been flying for the current company for 5 years. Been 737 type rated, 757, 767, which is dual category, and then currently on the 320.
Did the sim just crash? What? Did it really just crash? What? All right, hold on, guys.
What I forgot to do is this. Get a pump on. Here we go, technical difficulties. So we'll see what comments are there now. Uh-oh. The dislike guy refused to wear a mask. They were escorted off the plane. Yeah, I don't play with that stuff. If people don't wear the mask, they're going off the plane right now.
It crashed.
Welcome to X-Plane. Actually, this is not X-Plane. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which is kind of unique, yeah.
So now we got to restart all this all over again.
Oh, no. Okay. Cold and dark again. Sorry, guys. R.I.P. FTGO. We were doing good. APU started. We got air. I will say it is cool to see this type of dedication from a flight simulator. But if you can see that stream right now, Sobo Studios, it's Flight Sim 2020 MSFS. But yeah, AKA the Crash King, yeah. Oh.
It's okay, guys. We'll get back on track very quickly. Do apologize.
Yeah. I don't think any sim is really safe from this kind of stuff, especially when you got this level of complication going on.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that have to work together, and yeah.
Someone that understands.
Yeah, oh, I understand. That's why I don't do the stream myself. I'll sit at home and just watch Shaq attempting to do it. No, Shaq does a great job.
Big shout out to Shaq, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Shaq. Shaq's an awesome guy. Actually, he really helped push this channel to the next level, man. Just a genuine person. Just very genuine, man. Big shout out to Shaq. Got the utmost respect for him, man. Absolutely. And he actually connected us, you know, like he's the middle piece that made this happen today. So definitely, you know, big shout out to Shaq.
Question for Fly with Ricky: will you ever try it on Zebo?
So here's the thing. I was on Zebo. The problem was that I decided to use a real throttle quadrant, and that required interfacing. And with the interfacing, I only had two choices. It's either X-Plane by itself because it's a different code, or it's Microsoft. I wanted to stay with Zebo, but I knew the future is going to be Microsoft, so I jumped to Microsoft. So there are some drawbacks to that because Microsoft is not fully supported. I have to deal with certain issues. Did you want to just go to the East Coast?
Me?
Yeah. Did you or just stay?
I mean, if you want, that's. I mean, if
Want to go? We can do it now.
whatever works well, I
Okay.
can adapt very easily.
Okay. So what's on? We can go on VATSIM.
Oh,
was it,
VATScope.
Memphis?
Let's see here. I'll show you.
Okay.
Let's see your VATScope. Here's the map of VATScope.
And guys, we'll be right back to the chat here. I'm just gonna build this flight plan real quick.
Indianapolis is up. Memphis is up. Atlanta is up.
Okay. We'll go
Yeah,
Memphis.
it's kind of like this region right here right now. As far as from
You
the
pick
tower.
the airport.
We can do. I mean, shoot. Indy to Atlanta, or yeah, that's a decently. I mean, fairly short, but or Memphis to Atlanta. Memphis Atlanta is really short.
Memphis, Atlanta.
We can do Indy to Atlanta. It's a
Indy?
little longer distance. Yeah.
All right. What's the code?
IND, India November Delta. Yep.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna change this up here. We're trying to see if we can get on VATSIM to get some real controllers, but at the same time, I hope we don't get a crash on VATSIM.
Nah, I hope we'll be fine. All right. Departure gate. I'll let you do that because it's on your side. It'd be
yeah,
easier if
sure.
you do it. Yeah.
Zoom in, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna go on VATSIM. St. Martin will come. So I flying a buddy of mine's down from Idaho. He'll be landing tomorrow. So once we get that new M.2 in here,
Should we put weather? I put gate 32.
Okay, so I just go to fly and we'll just change the weather right there.
Okay.
We'll change the weather in the sim. So once he helps me install that M.2, we will go ahead and I'll download the other hardware or the other software, all the other airports. So St. Martin will come this weekend.
Warden keeps it real. St. Martin.
No mercy at the Warden. Shaq wants me out. Let's roast him some more. Oh, that's mean. I'm not messing with the Warden. I got no comment. So yeah, guys, ask your questions. We have a special guest here today, so I'm just kind of in the background.
He's making all the sim stuff happen. We were playing this earlier. And one of the reasons why we were a little delayed in getting on was I just wanted to see how this kind of worked. So we did a quick little VFR flight around the pattern, just to kind of get an idea of what I'm dealing with here. And we didn't have any crashes, so that's. But such is the way of life with flight sim.
Yep.
What are your opinions on this 737 MAKRS? Well, I never flew the MAX, first off, so it's hard to really formulate an opinion. I try to hold an opinion until I actually fly it, because I heard a lot of opinions about the Airbus before I got on it, and I would say most of them were guys that never flew the Airbus. So with the MAX, they're definitely off to a rough start. They're off to a rough start. Trying to put big engines on an airplane that wasn't designed for them. I mean, they got their work cut out for them. It definitely worked better on the Airbus Neos. But I don't think in the long run it's funny how like history eventually kind of erases people's memories. Because if they sort out all the problems, I think a year from now, I think the MAX will be just another airliner out there. People will forget all the stuff that happened in the beginning.
Can you go to fly?
Sure can.
Okay, thank you.
Is it on the right? Yeah,
it's
ready to fly.
Yeah. And then.
So yeah, it's hard to formulate an opinion to answer your question on an aircraft I've never actually flown. It looks cool. I mean, they borrowed a lot of technology from the 787 and try to put it in the 737. But I've never flown it. I've only flown the next gen NGs, and yeah.
Can you give me daytime?
Daytime. Let's do it.
And where are we going to?
Oh yeah, it's raining over here, huh?
We're going to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
All Alright, I'm gonna need you to help me out real quick in a second with that mouse.
Okay. Do you want me to just close out of this? Do you want me to put weather? Do you want to put live weather? It's raining. Oh well.
It's completely up to you.
Yeah, we'll go
You're
with
pilot
rain.
flying, so I'm pilot monitoring.
We can go with some rain. We'll do some IMC.
Here we go.
Hey, we got a stowaway.
A doggone mosquito is in here. I'm not trying to get bit. Ripped his leg off.
Yeah, what James Boss said. Right now, nobody cares about the MAKS until you tell them it's a MAKS. Yeah, I think the more the name just gets put out with a negative connotation, it just tends to stick in people's memories. But I think over time, if the airplane proves itself to be just reliable, it'll be fine.
Yeah, he's gonna die. You just gotta go up to the top of that page.
Okay.
Alright, you're gone. You're gone, buddy. You're died. Just make sure it updated. If not, just refresh it to.
Hit the refresh on the browser.
Go down a little bit. Let's see if the flight plan is there. Yeah, you gotta refresh it on the browser. That's fine. That should do it. There you go. And go all the way down to ProSim.
Download.
Yeah, download. And then save as. And
Save
then just drop
as.
that cursor next to that 5 so I can get rid of the parentheses in 5.
Right at the 5 only.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Oops.
Or the parentheses too.
That's cool. And then save.
Save.
Yes.
Place it. Yes.
And then right.
Yeah, it was
Nope.
right
there.
here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep.
Keep. See, I'm learning.
And then yeah, that was quick. And then anywhere out of the screen, just anywhere on the same
Okay.
screen. Yeah, we're good.
Go
to
back to. There we go.
And then just drag that mouse to your side.
Done.
All right.
Oh. Show back up again.
And I think that's it on my side. All right. So looks like we're gonna go on VATSIM. So that's set. Let me just do one more thing.
I'm just curious what the weather is here in real life because it looks pretty ominous. It's a thunderstorm over the field. Indianapolis. Oh, it's just light rain. Broken 600. Don't see any convective stuff. Let's see here.
So yes, guys, appreciate you guys coming in to support the channel today. We got a very special guest, awesome, real world pilot here, doing real world operations. Captain Chemtrail himself.
What is your favorite regional jet? I would probably say the E175. That's a pretty solid. I never got to fly that when I was flying the CRJ when I was flying at the regionals, but the E175 had this like halo amongst a lot of RJ pilots. Says, oh, hey, did you hear we might be getting them? We might be getting them. We never got them, but it seems like a cool airplane to fly. The 220. I don't consider the 220 a regional jet, but yeah, the 220 would be better than an E175. I actually recently rode on one for the first time. Have you been on one?
Which one?
The 220 in real life?
No, I don't think
They
so.
are pretty cool.
No.
The windows are just amazingly big, like from a passenger standpoint. And super quiet. Of course, I had to go check out the window in the lab. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Get this flight plan set up for VATSIM.
Amount of shoes that are going to be thrown is jackpot for the shoe store. Shaq, the left seat fits you well, 100%. Testing Flight Sim Labs 321 now has received the TCA throttle today. Cool. Window in a bathroom? Yeah, if you look it up on Google on the 220s, it's like everybody's making a big deal, but it is kind of cool. You go to the back, I think it's the back left bathroom, and it has a big window. So if you're sitting on the bathroom, you're not gonna see it. If you can just if you're washing your hands, you look out. It's kind of cool. But the windows in general on the airplane is pretty cool. And the other thing that struck me when I flew on the back of one was the IFE is quite a bit more sophisticated. They have you can pull up a HUD system and you can see what the airplane currently is doing as a passenger, which I thought was interesting. I mean, for any kind of av geek, it's cool. The responsiveness and whatever processing power they got for the IFE is very buttery smooth. So, really cool stuff. I need to see this setup in real life because I'm majorly confused with the hybrid sim real life setup. LOL. Yeah, so this Warden says, yeah, this setup it's kind of a custom setup. What's the company? Was it ProSim, right? ProSim makes this.
For the flight model, yes.
Yeah, so ProSim makes this flight. If you buy all this stuff, I guess they give you a flight model to go with.
Oh, so no, so the sim is Flight Deck Solutions.
Flight Deck Solutions. Okay, there you go. And then it's interfacing with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. See, room with the view. Yeah, people can see Take a Whiz. Yeah, I think it had a shade, but I can't remember. I just went back there in flight. Seeing as you fly in the U.S. of A, how many passengers incidents have you had during this pandemic? Let's see here. Typically, the problems will arise at the gate, so it's a pretty easy solution. If they don't want to comply with the regulations, we have security escort them off the aircraft.
Can you do me a favor?
But I haven't had any diverts.
vPilot host with the mouse. It's next to the Navigraph.
vPilot.
Right down. Come down. To your right. Keep on.
Oh,
right
okay,
there.
right here, yeah. Double click?
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's good. So now let me connect so I can file the flight plan. Departure time is going to be, what time are we departing? What time is it now?
I think I put something like 2 something in the afternoon, but I just try to make it daytime.
No, I'm talking about real life right now. Like, what time you think we're going to depart? By how long?
Oh, in Zulu?
Yeah.
Let's see, it's currently 4:25. We can go for 4:45 or 5 o'clock.
Alright, we'll do 5. Just to give them something.
In case we get sidetracked. If I win the lottery, I'll have 3 of these. Oh, well, 737, 320, and 777. That's cool. No love for the 7.4, Captain Geo? Gotta have a 7.4 in there, too.
So it looks like we have ground. We have the ATIS. Let's see if we can pick up the ATIS. Oh, we won't pick up anything until we get some battery power in here. Let me click out of this. Hold on.
Yeah, people were jumping from airplanes while engines were running. Yeah, I do remember that, James. Unfortunately, we didn't have that. We didn't have any of those issues, but people will definitely be people and deal with the public. You definitely get to realize what you think is crazy is sometimes even far worse than you imagine. How are we looking here?
Oh, I'm ready to go as soon as you're ready to start.
Okay.
Firing everything up on your
No,
phone.
if we are good. Did you want me to close out this?
Oh yeah, just click anywhere on the screen. It's good in the
Okay.
sim.
Okay.
Cool.
So a couple things with this simulator. There's a little bit of a parallax because of the monitor setup. So that's something I had to get used to before we got on the stream here. Is what you feel like is a crab to the left is actually straight.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Then it can explain a lot of the crazy landings maybe you've seen in videos.
Oh yeah, yeah. So those landings are they're accepted.
If you can get it on the runway, I think it's bonus.
Simdad the Nomad, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you jumping in to support the channel. Hope you're having a good day today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome all passengers on this service and advise that this flight is now boarding.
Got ground
Please
power
have
by
your
chance?
boarding pass available to
yeah,
assist
sorry
us
about
with your
that.
entry on board the aircraft.
There you go. Get some AC power going. Alright, so we'll put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
So sorry guys, I don't feel like moving the camera back to get the overhead shot. It's not much once we set this up anyway for the overhead, so we'll just leave the camera right where it's at as far as our extra cam.
What are we going out to altitude-wise again?
So for this flight here, let me pull that back up. See, I'm unprepared.
It's all good.
350.
350. And where are we going again? Atlanta?
Yes, ATL.
That's about 1050. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. Do we have any idea what the winds and the planned runway is?
I'm gonna get that stuff for you.
No worries. Take your time. Don't rush.
Appreciate it. Alright, clear that.
Indy to Atlanta, right? Is what we're doing?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know what? I can let you guys see this from my camera here. Let's go to view number 5, I do believe it is. You guys can see what I'm doing, programming the FMC. It went upside down, so maybe it's 6. I forgot what he did for that. We go 6.
How's it going, chat?
There it goes.
Oh, 27 people viewing right now. Look at that.
So I had a brain freeze. Sorry guys. I forgot where we were going just that fast. 01.
Yeah, so that's KND ATL with the 01 company route. Okay.
7.
So for purpose of VATSIM with the controllers, are we Southwest 8317?
8317, correct.
Sounds good.
All right, now I need to get here, get the ATIS. Here's where things get funny because the VHF radios aren't supported. They're here in the sim, but they're not supported in Flight Sim. So I have to manually type it and
So do you have that screen at the bottom?
yeah, so this
Do it on
screen
the
is going to
radio?
be here. If these were working, I wouldn't even have to do this.
Right.
It sucks. So it looks like the ATIS is 134 too.
3425, yeah.
134 too. All right. So
Steering mode C on no taxiways and runways. Recycle hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
hopefully you guys can hear the ATC.
Indianapolis International Airport 8 of information India 03540. Wind 180 at 7. Visibility 10. Light rain. Ceiling 600 broken. 2,500 overcast. Temperature 22. 2.21. Altimeter 2997. Landing and departing runways 23 left and 23 right. Simultaneous departures in use. Simultaneous ILS approaches in use. Northwest to airmen. New midfield terminal scenery available. On initial contact, advise having new midfield or default northeast ramp scenery for Indianapolis International Airport. Pre-departure clearances are available. Hazardous weather information for Indianapolis International Airport available on request. Operate transponder in mode C on no taxiways and runways. Recycle hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
All right, so we have India.
Okay. 23 left and right.
Yep,
So
22 left.
Indianapolis International
We'll do 23
Airport
left.
8 of information India 03540.
What was the altimeter?
Altitude is
West
2997.
180 at 7. Visibility 10. Flight range. Ceiling 600 broken. 2,500
Alright, so
overcast.
now this is slow.
Temperature
So I gotta,
22.
I'm slow. So I have to
2.21.
do this now.
Altimeter 29907.
Doing a lot.
Landing and departing
Got
runways
COM
23
1, and then we
left
need
and
to go
23
to
right.
Ground, I guess.
Simultaneous
21
departures in use. Simultaneous ILS approaches in use.
Did you, when you filed on SimBrief, did it file?
Yeah,
Okay.
it filed. Yeah.
Cool.
Did you want to do? I'll press in if you wanted to just talk, just so they can hear you work the comms.
So who are we? Are we Southwest 8317?
Yeah, Southwest 8317. Just let me know. I'll go.
You got a pen?
17, Indy ground.
Yeah, Southwest 8317. I'd like to copy IFR clearance to Atlanta. Information, India.
Hey, Southwest 70, correction, 8317. Wow, my dyslexia kicked in really bad there for a second. I just wanted to check in with you. Please don't feel any pressure.
Say again?
Don't feel any pressure by the question at all. I have approach that's getting ready to get offline, and he just wanted to know, would you be ready to depart within the next 10 minutes or so?
We can, if, yeah, we could do that. 10 minutes.
Okay, not a worries. He was just wondering, because if you're not ready to depart, I'm planning on staying online for a little bit longer. I'll get you over to the runway and whatnot, and I'll stay on for you. Approach was going to stay online if you're ready within the next 10 minutes. If not, he was going to jump offline. So it's not a big pressure in any way. We were just wondering about your time frame. So just let us know when you have it dialed in, and let us know if Approach needs to stay online for you or not.
Okay, let's try to shoot for about 15 minutes if that's possible, and then we'll let you know if that changes for 8317.
Okay, Southwest 8317. Southwest 8317, not a big problem. I will advise Approach now, and I'll let you know what he says. And again, don't feel rushed in any way. I'll be around for a little while. I'm a night owl, so not a big problem at all, buddy. Hang out, and if you need anything, just let me know. I'll be on frequency for a while, and if I do plan on closing before you get off the ground, I will advise you beforehand.
And good copy on that for Southwest 8317. We're ready to copy the IFR clearance if you have that. We should have filed it on SimBrief.
Roger, firm. All right, Southwest 8317, you are cleared to the Kilo Bravo November Alpha airport via the Dawn 1 departure. Mystic transition then is filed. Climb via the SID. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 121.10, and your squawk this evening is 3473.
Okay, for Southwest 8317, say that clearance airport again. I'm not sure if that's the correct one. We should have it on for Atlanta.
Did I find it correctly?
For Southwest 8317, I have your flight plan from Indianapolis to Kilo Bravo November Alpha.
Oh, so you have it to Nashville.
So I have you filed into Nashville.
Oh, I switched it. I put it in the wrong place. Yeah, that's why. Oops.
Okay,
Hold
hold on. Oh, it's looks like the mistake is on our end. We got Nashville in there, but which we could do that. Do you have that in there?
I could just switch it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll switch that, and actually we'll call you back in just a sec.
Your flight plan, let's see.
Let me change that real quick.
Direct, I have
Let me change it.
Matthew, and then direct Tripper 1. So your flight plan is sending you straight to Atlanta. If you just want to fix it, and just, it looks like what happened is you
I put it in the wrong spot.
switched your alternate airport and your destination airport. So if you just want to switch those two around, your flight plan will be valid after that point, and your clearance will still be valid.
All right, hold on one second. I'm just gonna send this over. You can tell him it's sent.
Okay, you got the press the button.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Yeah, Indy ground. Good copy on that for 8317. We're changing it right now, and yeah, the chipper one definitely just sounds like Atlanta and not Nashville. So we'll change that, and we'll just we'll call you right back, and then pick up the clearance again.
All right, it's set now.
Okay, and
Sorry.
Southwest 8317, not a big problem on that one. You will be cleared to the Atlanta airport via the Dawn 1 departure, Mystic transition, and everything is, and then is filed. Everything is still the same, nothing changes other than your destination airport.
Okay, Southwest 8317 cleared to Atlanta via the Dawn 1 Mystic transition. As filed, climb via the SID, expect 350 in 10 minutes, 121.1, squawk 3473.
And Southwest 8317, your readback is correct. Information India is current. Expect runway 23 left for departure. Push and start is going to be at your discretion, and contact me when you're ready for taxi.
Okay, I'll expect 23 left. We'll contact you for taxi and departure, Southwest 8317. So the Dawn 1, Mystic transition, going to Atlanta. Yeah, when he started saying Kilo Bravo, I was like, wait a minute, what airport?
Yeah.
Nashville, we're going to Nashville.
I didn't read it, so I just put him in there, and
It's
I
all
didn't read it.
good.
So sorry about that.
That's all good.
Goofing up, guys, already. Look at that. First I was goofing up.
Well, that's why, that's one of the reasons why you do this whole clearance verification thing. And well, as soon as you read back the airport, I was like, wait, that doesn't sound quite right.
Well, I'll let you do that because I want you to fiddle around with things.
All right.
So you can give your
we got to
opinion
put a position in because we got a GPS position to put in. There we go. All right, so let's do that. 2-3 left.
I want some tests.
Dawn
Or you want to run some
1,
tests for them?
Mystic transition.
I'll do stick shakers. And I'll do Mach 1 and Mach 2. I'll do the fire test.
Okay.
Cargo test. And we'll do the weather radar test.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
TCAS test pass.
On the flight plan, was it the Matthew coming in on the chipper?
Let me go pull that back up here. Because I think I clicked
Southwest
out of all that.
8317, Indy ground, just for your planning purposes. Looks like we were able to sweet talk and butter up Indy departure to stay online for a little bit longer. If you have any questions regarding your clearance or anything else, let me know. Just contact me when you're ready for
Too
taxi.
low, flaps.
Hold on. I'll wait for this to go away. Just because that's going to be very nasty in his ear.
400, 300, 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right.
You have the flight plan here. You can just see it right there because he said as filed. So it was the I believe it was a Matthew.
Oh, yeah, so you want to pull that up? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the right transition, and then if we're going to go off of the real weather in Atlanta, land into the west.
This is so complicated, guys. You guys have no idea. Messing around with this mouse in a sim like this is just ridiculous. All right, there's our flight plan.
Oh, so 26 right is closed, so 26 left it is right now. Yeah, you got the Matthew and the chipper. That's all I wanted.
Okay.
Matthew, chipper, and there's a NOTAM for the...
Oh, you need that up?
Nope,
Sorry.
nope, you're good.
Okay.
So we're going to put in 26 left in there. A little different. So yeah, 26 right is closed right now.
Let's go to Nashville. Get some Nashville barbecue. Mr. Proach, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Captain Jarrett, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in. At the Warden, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you guys coming in. Mr. Proach, I like that video. I seen you flying the other day, real world flying. Wait for you to come back, Mr. Proach. Come back to the sim. Fires, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming in and support the channel.
Okay, so we got that. Let's see, just double check. We got the Dawn 1 Mystic transition. Climb via the SID. So what was the SID altitude?
Alright, so Dawn
For the
1.
Mystic, the Dawn 1 off of Indianapolis. Climb via the SID. Altitude assigned by ATC. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't tell us it.
You have him up right now?
Yeah, you want me to talk to him?
Yeah, just ask him the initial altitude for the Mystic.
I want you. You're here. You're the guest.
Okay, go for it.
Ready?
In Indy ground, Southwest 8317.
Southwest 8317, Indy ground.
Yeah, just looking at the Dawn 1 departure, it says for the initial altitude, just as a sign, do you have an altitude? Because you told us climb via the SID, but not seeing an altitude for that one.
For that one, you can, let's see, maintain 5,000 and then expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. And my apologies on that one. Let me look at that SID.
Okay, 5,000 and expecting 350 and 10. That sounds perfect. Delta 8, or sorry, Southwest 8317.
Are you guys hearing the VATSIM okay? Are you guys hearing the audio? How's the audio quality? So 5,000 he's set to the MCP. Good.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So let's let's get this going. Let's do a pre-flight. Is it all look good to you here? Dawn 1 Mystic as filed, and then I got the chipper. Where's it at? Matthew and the
Matthew.
chipper.
Yep. Matthew
Why does
McGriff.
it-
I got McGriff.
Yeah. So
And to chipper. Yep. The chipper.
Okay, so yeah, the route, it just shows direct, but okay. It should be in there. Let's see. Atlanta, Chipper 1. Yeah, so that's all there.
Okay.
It shows it differently in the route, but it's all there. And we're going up to 35.
350 correct.
350. So that should be there, we're gonna need some gas there, bud.
Okay. Get some fuel into the aircraft here.
Not gonna be able to make it Atlanta with 4.7. I'll tell you that right now.
That ramp, yeah, we need some fuel. Come save us.
Call the fueler.
The captain said we're not going to make it with 4.7.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the AP going.
Did we just come off of ground power?
I think we did.
All right, there you go.
I'm just gonna get the AP going because we need to get out of here or they shut down. And what happened to our altitude? Oh, probably because we're on. Oh, let me just connect this right now. There we go. APU's coming up. So much stuff with the sim.
Oh, yeah. I have to see why it's not updating here. Let me see something. Go from this one because it's not reading my weight. Alright, I don't know why it's not working there.
Fuel?
Yeah, it's not registering. But it's showing here. And I reset. Same thing. It's showing here. I'm dropping USB. It's not good. That's never a good thing.
What's up?
Dropping USB. I don't know. It's not registering, but we should be good. The fuel burn is not accurate anyway in Microsoft, so we should be fine.
Could I do it with the Microsoft thing, where I can raise it, or
I'm
is
not
that?
sure. Can you? I don't have much experience with Microsoft, so.
So we go here. Well, that shows we have a lot of gallons of fuel,
It does?
but it that doesn't know. Yeah, it
Yeah.
shows that we have 23,000, but on the tanks here, I'm seeing only 4.7.
Okay. Yeah, because in here it's showing about 7, so.
Like the air going.
Oh, excuse me. I'll just make sure that was on. All right. I block you guys' view. think I need that right there yet. I'm all confused. All right.
Oh, you know what? Is
Yeah.
this in kilograms?
Yeah, 10 kilograms. Yeah.
It's still not 23,000 though. How
No.
much do we need for the flight plan?
7.4.
7.4. Okay.
But it's
so,
it's
yeah.
showing in ProSim, but it's just not showing here. Like it's showing,
That's interesting.
but it's not recognizing. I refresh. I don't have any errors. I don't want to restart it. So I could restart ProSim, but I think if I do that, we'd have to program the FMC. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think we'll be fine. If we run out, it's my fault. First officer's fault. Blame us. Everybody abandoned ship.
Yeah. And what's the altitude here? It says Indianapolis. It looks a little off.
I still have it.
796. Okay, I guess that's right. Do you want to do a quick checklist
Yeah, sure.
of here
All right,
pre-flight?
I'm ready.
What do we got here?
So we're going before start. So fuel.
We'll just start with the pre-flight.
Start with the
we
pre-flight.
haven't
Okay,
done
circuit
that.
breaker, emergency equipment.
I would guess circuit breakers are all in. Emergency equipment check. Yep.
Okay, oxygen.
Check. Or tested.
All right, IRS and selectors.
They are in nav.
Okay, hydraulic panel.
I would say on, and electrics are waiting to go. But
Navigation, transfer, and display switches.
navigation, transfer, and display. Trying to remember where that was even at. Right here.
Yeah.
They should be both. Yeah.
Okay, air conditioner,
No.
pressurization,
It's that.
and mode control panel.
Oh, control panel 230 for the runway 5,000 initially. Yeah, that's that.
Window heat.
It's on.
Flight instruments.
Check.
Throttles and takeoff warning.
You checked the takeoff warning?
I did not.
Does it do it?
Yeah, it does, but I think because I already started programming the aircraft, it's not going to do it.
No worries then. What's
Okay.
that? Check.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Gear pin.
Hopefully they removed.
Park brake.
It's set.
Before pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, let's do before start, I guess.
Okay, before start checklist. Fuel.
That's a big question mark on that one.
Windows locked on my side.
Close and lock. Yeah.
Seatbelt signs.
It's on.
Door lights.
They are off.
MCP.
Low control panel is set.
And takeoff thrust.
We didn't get our numbers in.
Oh shoot, let me handle that real quick. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Alright, what was that flight? That flight was more than 53 minutes. 1 hour and 13 minutes, so that'd be 73. Or 76. Auto. And he gave us 2-3 left for departure, correct?
2-3 left. Yep.
Request.
Okay, go up to the toolbar and select the fuel. Yeah, we tried that, and it said that we had 20,000 pounds, but that still doesn't correlate to the kilograms amount in the fuel tanks. I bought my parachute. How long does this plane cost for? We'll find out today. Yeah, so we tried that toolbar, but apparently, was it ProSim doesn't quite correlate with that?
Correct.
So we might have a USB disconnect issue.
Flaps for departure, sir?
5 should be fine. What does it say for optimum when you put optimum? Does it give you a flap?
We can.
Yeah, try optimum. I mean, you don't want more flaps than you need, and
Optimum, okay.
Yeah.
We'll request.
that's cool. That's really cool, actually. Is there a way to change it to pounds, or is that something?
Yeah, I could do that. I could do it from the instructor station and change everything over. But I haven't really touched this stuff because, it's not 100% compatible. There's a lot of things that's just
Sure.
obviously that you caught right away
Yeah.
that are inconsistent. So
Yeah, it's all good.
it looks like it was flaps 1
Okay, that'll work.
and a D-rate takeoff of 2, so 36. So I'm going to print that for myself just so I have that.
Okay, yeah, we'll set that in the window. Do you know what the zero fuel weight is?
Yeah, the 0 fuel weight is going to be 59.2.
59.2. And reserves 3?
Yeah,
Four?
3 is fine.
3.
Yes.
Cost index?
Cost
any?
index for today's flight was we had 39.
39, okay. I'll execute that. Any winds that we want? Doing a good job, man. Doing a great job.
244 at 25.
244 at 25. There we go. Alright, so that's good. Then N1 limits.
So you got to put the 24 in there. That's pro sim thing.
So slant 24?
Yeah. And then they got us at 36 degrees Celsius on the performance takeoff.
Okay, so selected 36.
Yeah, selected
but the
36.
OAT is 24.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so that's a D rate. Okay. And that's one. Okay, air conditioning on. So that one says 91%. Wow, okay. That's TO2. Is that, yeah, I guess that one, yeah, that would give us TO2.
Oh, but we got the APU on.
Does it have APU?
I don't know, because I got air conditioner on, but it didn't
Well,
say
that's air
anything about...
conditioner, but it doesn't say APU, does it?
No, it didn't say anything about APU, so I'm wondering if that's, no.
Yeah, typically we don't do the TO2s, but we'll just go with that. That's
Go with
fine.
that. Okay.
148, 149, 53?
Yep.
Okay.
48, 49, 53.
So flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
148.
49.
149.
And 53.
153.
And 22.9 on the CG.
22.9.
And we'll run through the V-speeds again. 48.
148.
49.
149.
And 53.
153. And typically put that there. And so it's in there now?
It's in there.
Doesn't show it? Okay. Let's, you finish up that checklist because we're waiting on, we stopped at fuel.
Okay. All right. So before start. So fuel. Yeah, we did fuel. We did windows, seatbelt signs on, door lights, MCP, takeoff thrust, takeoff. CDU pre-flight.
CDU pre-flight is done. Yep.
And rudder and aileron trim
is 0.
Okay. Taxi and takeoff briefing.
So we're gonna go to runway 23 left.
Okay.
We are at the gate. I don't know what gate we're at, but I think we're 23 or something like that. So we'll go out uniform, Charlie 1 to 23 left. 10,000 feet of runway. The departure off of here. It'll just be runway heading and then vectors on course. If there's any issues, we can come right back to Indianapolis. If not, there are plenty of other options we could go check out. There's a little bit of rain showers, but it's all light rain. Most of the weather is to the north. We can talk about an abort situation. So, are you familiar with the aborts on a jet?
Yeah.
So, below 80 knots, we'll abort for any messages.
Okay.
Above 80 knots to V1. Engine failure, fire, or wind shear, or the airplane's not safe to fly. After V1, we're going to fly no matter what, unless it's just unsafe to fly. And pitch up V2, single engine, and then we'll vector around to come back here. See if we abort on the runway. You can contact tower, say we aborted, roll the fire trucks, and yeah, it's kind of weird saying all that stuff in a simulator, but yeah. And then I'll make a PA to the passengers.
Okay. No questions?
Questions. And then one thing to check always is make sure the doors aren't open before, if they start opening up doors to evacuate. So we will start with the evacuation checklist. Questions? Concerns?
No questions.
There's a little bit of rain here, so be a little wet runway if we had to evacuate. All right. What else? Beacons on. Do we have like a pushback checklist on that?
So no, we don't. We just
Okay.
got it before start. So
Okay. Let's call them for push and hopefully we can get out of here. And any ground, Southwest 8317 is ready to push. Is he on? You might want to call him. How do you know if you're transmitting
About
or
that,
not?
Southwest 8317, Indy ground, push and start approved. Advise when ready to taxi.
Okay, push and start approved, Southwest 8317. We'll call you for taxi. Okay, let's push it out of here. Beacons on. The brake. Well, you got the tug connected?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now.
Okay.
FedEx 12, mic check. And FedEx 12, Indy ground, read you 5x5. How do you read me this evening?
Thank you. I read you 5x5, FedEx 12.
Why are we not working? I wonder if ProSim did crash. That's why it's not updating, because I can't push this back. Uh-oh.
FedEx 12 to ground.
Do you have a way to see if it's
double
running?
check my flight plan to just make sure it's alright.
I'm gonna see something. Are we on? We're on the bus.
And FedEx 12, Indy ground.
Yeah,
Check
we're
out
on
your
the-
flight plan out. Just popped up.
I'm not
looks
sure
like
why
you're
I
going over
can't,
to Memphis. I just gotta check your altitude to make sure it's a valid altitude. But yeah, everything looks good on there.
This is ridiculous.
Copy that. Thank you, FedEx 12.
I cannot push this back from the gate. Alright, I might have to just close ProSim and just open it back up. This is really gonna piss me off today. So I'll go.
So should I tell them it's going to be a minute?
Nah, I don't think so. I think we should be alright. If you could
Okay.
just hit the X on that real quick.
On this one?
Yeah.
So ProSim's
Alright.
kind of like an interface that it talks to?
Yeah, go up, over left, come down. The gears by the, yeah, right there. Just double click that. There you go, we're good.
Dun, dun, dun. Professional Simulator Suite.
Flaps up.
Alright.
Ladies
Alright, probably just gotta go
and
back
gentlemen,
on gym power.
We'd like to welcome all passengers on this service and advise that this flight is now boarding.
You have ground power?
No, go back on gym
Please
power.
have your boarding
It should
pass
pick back up.
available
Okay,
to
so
assist us with your entry
we have the
on board
APU running?
aircraft.
Nope, guess not.
Okay.
We got
Take
ground
that
power.
off. Ground power. I'll get the APU going again. Let me turn off these pumps real quick.
Oh my god, it did
FedEx
this.
12, Indy
What did it
ground.
do?
I have your clearance. Advise me
I
when
gotta
you're
set
ready
this
to
real
go.
quick.
I'm going to try to start the APU while you're doing that.
FedEx 12, I'll advise when ready for copy. FedEx 12, ready for copy.
And FedEx 12, you are cleared to the Memphis airport via the Hoosier 5 departure Pocket City transition. That would be the Oscar Mike departure.
Alright, if you can just enter in the departure and arrival really fast.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you are cleared via the Hoosier 5 departure
goes.
Pocket City transition. That would be the Oscar Mike 5 departure and the Papa X-Ray Victor transition. Then it's filed. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 06010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 121.10. He might be closed by the time you're ready for departure. I'm not too sure, but just to let you know. And your squawk this evening is going to be 3477.
Alright, the APU is running. Swap these back on.
Copy that.
Going again.
The Memphis airport via the Oscar
going.
Mike 5 departure transition PX Papa X-Ray Victor transition. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 06010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 121.10 and squawk 3477. That's 12.
You want to go
And
to
FedEx 12,
the
your readback is
what are you doing? D ready to take off one it was?
India is
We'll
correct.
just do the regular with just the selected,
Right
just like the
for
way it is right
departure.
there, 97.2.
Pushing start
Okay.
is at your
Alright.
discretion. Advise me when you're ready. Advise me when you're ready to taxi.
Trap that. Step for my 2-3 right. I'll advise when
Park
ready
brakes
for
release?
taxi.
Are we getting pushed?
FedEx 12.
Yeah, we're getting pushed. Parking
Oh, okay.
release parking brakes.
Yep.
Oh, they are?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Did you want me to minimize that, or I guess click on the screen,
Yeah, just
right?
click on the screen. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, looks like the IRS aligned. Alright, so let me get back to setting up the mode control panel again. 230 230 and we got 153, was it?
Yeah, 153.
Okay, 5,000 initially. Okay, all that's there now.
Apologize, guys. Sorry about that.
This is a stream by learning by doing. Whenever you're caught up, man, unless you
I'm
want
ready
me
to go.
Okay, you want to start the engines?
Yeah, sure. All right. Packs off.
Yep.
And turning 2 then 1 or 1
Yep,
then 2?
2. No,
All right.
1's fine.
Turning 2. Start valve open. All right, guys, stop right here because we
We
can't see
did get our
parking
fuel
brakes.
finally. That's good.
Okay. Parking brakes.
Parking brake set. Good push. Clear to disconnect.
25% already. We're already 25%. Oh, am I turning?
Yeah,
oh.
you're starting, man.
Oops. I fell asleep.
Believe it or not, in the real world, yeah, it's the pilot monitoring that starts engines because they want the captain to focus on the pushback.
I want you to do it though.
Oh, you
you're
want
the
me to-
guest.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I want they're here for you, not for me.
Okay, I mean, I was just trying to go with the CRM flows, you know, we work together as a team. I don't want you sitting there going,
When I'm
"Oh."
here, it's like 7 people. There's 24 people, so yeah, they're here for you. I get it. It's okay. No hard feelings.
That's good. It's starting.
Yeah, that's so far 2 good starts for you. Well, 3 good starts for you so far.
Lena, please, ground, United 242, vacated runway 23.
Yeah, we had to make it a little spicy on the weather. No, I guess that's what it's really like in
242,
Indianapolis right now.
ground, good evening and welcome. Taxi to
All right, return 1.
correction. Taxi to the terminal via Charlie uniform. Thanks for flying in and all the best to you. Taxi terminal via Charlie uniform, and thanks for staying awake so long for us. Thank you very much. And thanks for flying in and all the best
Oh,
to you
does
from Indy
okay.
ground. And United 242 caution the taxiing southwest.
Chemtrails thinks he's at work. He's expecting me to do the work.
37, going to be
For some reason the reverser, I guess so.
to the north.
It says reverse for some reason, but
Yeah, I don't know why I got an error up there. Yeah, we'll be fine. I don't know why it does that.
we'll have to,
But you know what? Since it says that, you see we got 2 good starts.
we'll see what it does when it
Southwest
starts.
8317 Indy ground.
We'll cycle the reversers.
Oh, they're calling us.
Southwest 8317, go ahead.
Southwest 8317 Indy ground. You ready for taxi to the runway 23 left?
Give us about 30 seconds. We had to do a quick restart of the sim. But, alright, there's that.
Copy that. Just to let you know, you have a arriving A320 at your 6. Just caution,
There
you
we
will
go.
be taxiing into the terminal at your 6.
Okay, good copy on that. We'll be calling you for a taxi here in the next 30 seconds or so for Southwest 8317. Alright, so good
Southwest
start.
8317, copy that.
Start, swap those in, boom, and then we'll set up this, boom, boom. Or is that like you have to go
Yeah,
high?
there you go.
Okay, yeah. It's your little simism there. And we're checking for that. Okay, what do we got here? We got engine.
That was that reverser right there, so.
Oh, so what's,
That's why we had that reverse up there, so
it's gone now in this thing, but that's weird.
it's gonna, yeah, I don't want to reset ProSim because otherwise I should have checked that before.
Yeah, so yeah, normally you're supposed to see nothing, but okay. We'll go with another simism, and then we'll set flaps to 1. Okay, I think we're after start if you're ready.
Okay. After start checklist, generators.
They're on.
Pro B.
Oh, we could turn off the AQ too. They're on.
Anti-ice.
Is off.
Isolation valve.
Is auto.
Engine start levers.
Is run.
And flight deck door.
Close them on.
All right. After takeoff, after start checklist complete.
Okay.
Clear.
So,
Clear right.
all right. Yeah. Call for taxi.
Ready? On you.
Oh, you want me to call? Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Southwest 8317, taxi information India.
And Southwest 8317 in Indianapolis, ground. Taxi to runway 23 left via Kilo, Romeo, Charlie, Charlie 1. Hold short of runway 23 left on Charlie 1.
Got it? Southwest 8317, taxi via Kilo, Romeo, Charlie, Charlie 1 to 23 left. Hold short at 23 left. Alright, you ready?
Yeah,
Kilo,
ready to go.
Romeo, Charlie, Charlie 1. If you see it on the chart.
Yep. All right. Here.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
I was looking at that more.
Oh,
You
okay.
can have the chat up and then
Okay.
read up the chat, but we're going to start. Let's go.
All right, ready to go. Clear right.
Clear right, let's go. Park your brakes off.
We're finally out of here, guys. Appreciate your patience. Your first officer over here is a mess. Don't mind me. The VIP treatment on VATSIM. Yes, Captain Shaquille Oatmeal. I noticed that too very quickly, but I think because, so when we filed the flight plan, we always put in there that, you know, we're in a full-size simulator, so that way they have a little patience. So yeah, I think we did get a little bit of VIP treatment. Or maybe he's already watching the stream and realized that Captain Kim Trails is the real deal, so he wants to impress you.
So one of the difficulties we're having is we only have one mic switch, and it's on the right side. So if I need to talk, I have to tell him to press the mic button. Just putting that disclaimer out there right now.
Yeah, so I'm at fault for the delay.
You want to check the flight controls real quick?
Yeah, sure. Flight controls.
Yeah, all we're
All
time.
aircraft is frequency. Information Juliet is now current. Wind is 210 at 06. Altimeter 29997.
Oh, shoot. 2997.
97?
Yeah. Yeah, set the squawk. Oh, I gotta reset the squawk
And
again.
Southwest 8317 Indy ground. Can you confirm your squawking?
3473.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we're setting the squawk right now for 8317.
So
Roger that, Southwest 8317. Thank you much. Squawk 3473 for me tonight, please. Thank you.
3473 on the squawk, Southwest 8317. Alright, so here's Romeo. Okay, make a right on Romeo. And then we're going to make a left on Charlie, and then Charlie 1 is at the end. And there's somebody landing right there.
Oh yeah, there he is right there. Look at that. I don't know if you got
Southwest 8317, after your left turn onto Charlie, need contact approach at 121.10. Thanks for flying out of Indy tonight. Wish you all the best, and have fun with that full-size 737 demo there.
Okay, copy that to 121.1 once we make the left turn here, and appreciate the kind words, Southwest 8317. It's been a process.
I can only imagine. Kind of jealous, I'm not even going to lie. I definitely been wanting to do that for some years. But I hope you have a great flight down to Atlanta tonight. Wish you all the best from Indy ground.
And Southwest 8317, thanks again.
All right, so let me get this in here. So it's going to be .com1, .com1, and then 1211. All right.
So this is straight, right? This is about right?
Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
right.
So from our perspective, and I don't know how the stream's looking, but it's like I'm kicked out to the left. But
Last aircraft, this is Indianapolis approach.
I think I might have pressed the button and you might have heard me talking.
oh, yeah. Careful with that button.
Yeah, that button gonna get me in trouble. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. They said, so I guess on VATSIM, you can only set one push-to-talk at a time. And the way FDS wired this, they're two independent switches.
So why didn't you do it for this? I mean, I would imagine you'd be on this side most of the time.
Yeah, but I don't fly on VATSIM when I'm by myself. There's just so much going on with this right here.
Okay.
Indianapolis approach.
So you got a line. You got
823 with you.
Eagle Aviator
currently at flight level 180, descending to 6,000
Okay,
feet
let's
by the smooth to arrival.
do a before takeoff. So we're runway 23. 23 is in the box. We're on the Dawn 1 Mystic transition.
And Frontier Flight
First fix is going to be SNEWA. We're going up to 5,000.
approach.
No speed restrictions.
2401.
We can always come back here.
All right. Takeoff briefing.
That's complete.
All right. Engine bleeds.
Frontier Flight 823.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Squawk 2401, Frontier 823.
Yeah, you would have called the back.
Indianapolis approach, FedEx 1016 with you out of
Flight 170 for departure. Before takeoff checklist complete.
Okay. So this should be Charlie 1.
Yes.
So I'll hang a right. And if you want to take over the radios, go
Yep,
for it.
I got it now.
Yeah, just tell them we're ready to go. And then you got the transponder on TCAS TARA?
Yep. We're as soon as we enter.
TARA, yeah.
Apple's approach, radio check. Hey, FedEx 1016, I read you 5x5. Sorry about that. Stand by. No worries, FedEx 1016.
Indianapolis approach, Southwest 8317, ready to go at Charlie 1 for a 2-3 left.
Southwest 8317, stand by.
Alright, set the parking brake then.
Frontier Flight 823, radar contact, about 40 miles to the southwest of the Indianapolis Airport, 15,000. Center maintain 11,000, except
Does the
ILS
volume
runway 23 left approach.
No, so this is all this. So anything VHF related
Descend to
airspeed,
maintain
we can't change nothing
11,000
until they
and
fix it.
Expect
That's why I don't
runway
fly on
23
backside by
left,
myself.
Frontier 823.
It's just too much to type all this
FedEx
in. And
1016, heavy recycle transponder, squawk 3440. 3440, FedEx 1016.
it's quiet right now.
Everybody's like watching, like
Yeah, just watch it.
waiting for the crash.
Southwest
there you go.
8317, sorry about the wait. On departure, oops. Alright, Southwest 8317 on departure, fly heading 210, runway 23 left, clear for takeoff, the wind 2106, altimeter 29907.
Fly heading 210 on departure, runway 23 left, clear for takeoff, Southwest 8317.
Okay. I heard clear for takeoff. Lights coming on.
FedEx 1016, radar contact about 40 miles to the northwest of the Indianapolis Airport. Indianapolis altimeter 29907. And you can
So
expect
heading
ILS
210 now.
23 left
210,
approach,
correct?
Yep.
maintain
So
9,000.
left turn.
Down to 9,000, we'll expect 23 left, FedEx 1016.
And we'd probably turn on the weather radar if it works, but I don't know.
No,
if
it does not.
Does not work?
No, it's another thing that just does not work.
It's all good. Just real world habit pattern. It's raining. You put the radar weather on. But if it doesn't work, we'll go with the simulator. Simulator's not going to really kill us, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Flight directors are on. We got the flaps. We got the packs. You ready?
Ready to go.
Okay, so we got up to 40. I think that's about straight. And then hit the toga button. There it is. There we go. Going up.
Takeoff power set.
Okay.
80 knots.
80 knots.
Fast check. Normal.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
You're up.
Indianapolis approach, Southwest 8317 out of 1.1 for 5,000.
Heading.
On track 2, heading 210 Southwest 8317. Heading select.
Windshield flight 22, radar contact lost. Break, Southwest 8317. Radar contact, climb maintain 1111,000. Proceed direct to Dawn.
Directed Don's 111000 Southwest 8317.
Alright, I'll make this easier. Autopilot's on. Direct Dawn, please, and we're going up to 11,000.
FedEx 1016 heavy, depart feedback, heading at
Yep,
080, descend maintain 7,000, vectors for approach.
And we need to LNAV to Dawn. There we go.
And the breakout's going to be nice.
VNAV, and let's start cleaning this thing up as we start speeding up.
Okay.
I'm going to put 11,000 in there. Yeah, it should work out pretty good. Laps up.
And Indianapolis approach
After
is closing
takeoff
about
checklist.
5 minutes.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds.
So,
FedEx 1016 heavy,
yeah, they
depart
would be
feedback,
set.
heading
packs.
080,
They're set.
maintain
Landing gear.
7,000.
It's up.
Vectors for
I gotta
outlet
do
23
this.
left approach.
Flaps. Up. And altimeter.
Depart
feedback at
080,
2997.
vectors.
So,
After takeoff checklist complete.
FedEx 1016.
So I will say in the real world, and this kind of is company specific, but most of the checklists in the air are done silently, like with the after takeoff, because whoever's flying, it takes them out of that. So typically the pilot monitoring will do the flow, and then read it, and then verify you did it, and then say it's complete. But that's totally fine if that's the way it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, because you would do your flow, like you would do the flaps up, put the gear up, check the APU, probably kick these off too.
Okay.
Yep. And then you would read the checklist to yourself. I'm like, yep, after checkout checklist complete. Okay. So now we're going up, coming up for 10,000 for 11. So hopefully we'll get something higher.
Hopefully he's awake.
Yeah.
You guys still there? You guys went silent in the chat. Sorry about the long delay. First officer is over here messing up.
Southwest 8317, departed Mary Space to the south. Indianapolis Center is offline. No further ATC will be available at this time. Radar service terms exchange revised approved. Have the rest of your flight down to, see here, Tampa, Atlanta.
Frequency change approved. We appreciate your ATC, sir. Yeah, have a good one, Southwest 8317.
Okay, well, if we... See ya.
And Indianapolis approach.
We will just go up to our cruise.
Descent yet, did you?
We'll just do that.
FedEx 1016, affirmative, I did you descend down to 7,000.
There you go. Sorry.
Sorry about that, glad I asked. Down to 7,000.
1 VNAV speed.
No worries.
Do we have, what do we have in the front page? Yeah, there we go. Pretty spectacular, the weather on 2020. Yep, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks incredible. I haven't been in a storm in a very long time in Microsoft. All the ones that I've been in were self-inflicted. I said it today. This is quite the view.
Yeah. And the ATC guy. Yeah, the ATC guy was really cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. Both of them was very nice.
Yeah. So you put something in there, special, like full sim setup, so he knew right away.
Yeah. So as soon as when you file the flight plan, there's in the remarks section. That's where I always put that in there, just so they understand that things could happen, and they have a little bit more patience. Like right now, this is so jink.
Yeah.
Like you happen to use the keyboard to do it. It's just so much thinking involved for me. It's like I want to turn them here.
Right.
I don't want to do it there, and then it's like I got to be careful because using the numbers will also change the views.
Okay.
So I have to be careful and remember to use the num side, not the top side of the keyboard.
Yeah. He has a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Oh yeah, this one would be off.
Yeah, so it's definitely a lot. That's why I don't fly VATS in by myself.
It's a lot. It's a lot to juggle. I mean, the real airplane is flown by 2 people, and you work as a team. I mean, and so putting all that load on top of the streaming and everything, like I give it to people like Shaq and Blue Games and stuff, like there's a lot to do. And to pull it off smoothly, XP72 does a really good job too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's a lot. So I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. But in the real world, yeah, you have help. You're equally sharing a lot of this stuff. And so that makes things go a lot safer.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing everything, it opens you up to errors. You're only human. You're not perfect. So you're susceptible to the errors, and that's the reason why the other person's there. Because when you're flying the airplane, your focus is on, keeping the airplane where you want it to be, and some of the other stuff can be a distractor, and that's why the other person's there to oversee everything. Usually, the pilot monitoring sees a lot of things quicker than the pilot flying, and that's on purpose, because they're out of the loop of the keeping the airplane going through transition. So we can go, and we can kick these off. Actually, I should have done that a while back. There we go. Climb checklist is complete. So typically at altitude, we'd say standard or altimeter, standards, crash check, kick the lights, climb checklist complete. It's a really simple checklist. But look at these clouds. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Really cool.
It's the visuals in Microsoft that just get you.
Yeah. We're sure this isn't real? LOL. This is cool. Yeah, no, look at, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, we were going to just take off out of Burbank, which was clear and sunny. And then, I don't know, I just looked at Indianapolis and I was like, let's go to India. I had no idea there's, like, rain and storms right now going on through here. Which, so in real world, if I had radar, I wish I would pick my way around it. But you know what? Since we're not in radar, I'm going to go. So, see this dark stuff? In real life, that's, like, bad stuff to fly through. So let's just go. Let's see. What about Nashville, direct Nashville?
We're going into bad stuff.
How about that? Does that show it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to show it, yeah.
So that kicks the airplane to the right a little bit. Avoid this like dark gray cloud that's right here. Because, yeah, this could be... I mean, without a weather radar, it's hard to really formulate what's really going on.
Sure.
But you would use your judgment on what you see outside the window compared to what the weather radar is painting, and try to avoid going through that stuff. I mean, it's cool to fly through things in flight sim, but in the real world, yeah, you're looking for passenger comfort. You're looking for safety. I mean, I don't know if you've seen pictures of aircraft running into hail. Yeah, it's a very much a real thing. Oh, well, look at that. The throttle just shot up. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing on the Airbus it's very hard to get used to, is the fact that these don't move.
They don't move at all.
On the Airbus, they do not move at all.
Wow.
So they're detents. So
Okay.
you have Toga, you have Flex.
Okay.
MCT Flex, and then you have Climb. It's 3 detents,
Uh-huh.
and then below that, it's variable. But
Wow.
typically, you set it to Flex, and then you bring it to Climb, or you set it to Toga, and then click to Climb, and it stays there the entire flight.
What?
And that gives the auto throttle system the authority to go up all the way up to climb power as needed to keep speed or whatever. Yeah,
Interesting.
and they stay there the entire flight, all up until landing, and that's where you hear the famous retard.
Right.
So that's your cue to take it out of that detent and go all the way to idle.
Yeah,
But they don't
interesting.
move, so it's coming from the Boeing side where these things actually move and they get your attention. It's kind of unnerving when you don't see it move.
Wow.
The only indication you see is when you're looking at the N1s moving around.
Okay.
You'll see some indicator, but it's a little different.
That's
I mean,
weird.
it's a different way to approach the problem. With getting rid of the motors and the movement, it adds a little level of simplicity in some ways.
That's interesting. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, we got a little bit of time here, huh? How much time? Let's see. We got 23:31. What time is it right now in the sim?
So in the progress, it's showing.
So we're currently going to Nashville 22. Yeah, so we got like 30 minutes.
Yeah, about
I
30,
guess?
about a half hour. Yeah.
Before we go down. So it's climbing, doing good. Let's see what the chat's doing. Hurry, hurry, good to know.
I gotta refresh mine because I think I'm behind. I'm not seeing any movement.
Yep. take the Airbus cockpit any day of the week. Yeah, there's definitely some simplicity in the Airbus. The Boeing's kind of cool. It's very nostalgic. And, you know, a lot of these screens on the NGs, you know, this was all taken from was the 777.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, so if you look at the 777, these screens are identical. That's what they did. And it's the same thing with the MAKS. They took the screens on the MAKS, 737 MAKS, are out of the 787. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the things. That's why you see one gigantic screen, because on the 787 you got those same screens.
Didn't even know that.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what they do.
Fun fact. Look at that.
But the NG's cool. I like it. I think this was really good. But one of the things going from this to the 757 was we actually had now actual gauges 6-pack. I mean, yeah, it's a bit antiquated.
Yeah.
You had to get used to seeing an airspeed indicator, an altimeter. You know, you got these nice tapes. And when you go to that to just round dials, it's quite a difference. So that took a bit of an adjustment. So I missed this display when I went to the 7.5.
So it seems you have a lot of knowledge on a lot of aircraft. So what aircraft have you flown already? For your current
well, yeah. So the type aircraft, I started on the CRJ. I flew the CRJ 200. That was my first airliner jet. I flew a Citation before that, just like somebody gave me a ride seat ride, but I wouldn't really count much time and knowledge. I was just along for the ride, more or less.
Sure.
But the first aircraft I was typed on was the CRJ 200, then the 700, then the 900. And then when I got hired with my present company, I was hired onto the 737, so which was kind of nice because a lot of guys were going to the Mad Dog MD-88s, and that I was actually totally okay with that. But you know, hey, if I had a choice, I kind of liked 7.3 because being a flight sim guy, PMDG when I used to be playing Flight Sim X was really cool.
Okay.
So I fell in love with the 7.3, I think, with the PMDG early on, and so when I got 7.3 in real life, I was kind of excited. But you know, in real world, a lot of pilots they're really impartial to the 7.3 because it's a smaller cockpit. I can already tell, right now, yeah, because I just flew the Airbus 2 days ago, but there's a lot more space between me and you.
Yeah.
And this, it's a little bit. I mean, it's obviously not bad, but and it is quieter. Like this, I mean, this is a simulator, but in the real airplane too, you get a lot of wind noise.
Yeah.
Especially at the higher airspeeds, like over 300 and stuff like that. The windshields just. It's the same. This windshield, this whole cockpit is off of 707, 727, 707.
Right. Oh.
Another fun fact: 737 cross section is the same cross section as a 757. A lot of people think, so a lot of people think the 757 is this way bigger aircraft.
Yeah.
Right? It is longer. There's no doubt about that. Carries more people. It sits higher off the ground, but the actual fuselage cross section, the diameter, is the same as the 737.
Wow.
Yeah, all they did is they attached a different front nose piece, avionics, all that stuff, engines, wing. The key to the 757 is its wing.
Okay.
The wing on the 7.5 can, I don't know, it can fly really slow speeds. Now you see how we took off, it was like 140 something?
Yeah.
757 will rotate like at 125, 130. It'll just...
Really?
Yeah, because the wing producers lift so early.
Wow.
And same thing with the stall characteristics. You come in at a lot lower speeds.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a very efficient wing design.
Yeah.
But I mean, it came later than the 7.3, so it was a later design. But yeah, that was one thing I noticed. And then the brakes. I think I told you about the brakes.
Yeah, but they didn't know. So.
Yeah, so the brakes on the 757. When I first landed it for the first time, real airplane, I almost gave myself whiplash because I was so used to, you use the auto brakes, but then you go to disarm it, so your muscles would, instinctively press on it the same amount you would on the 7.3, and I gave myself whiplash because I was thinking, because on this you really do have to, to disarm the auto brakes, you got to press down a good amount to disarm them.
Yeah.
And the 7.5, the brakes are really good.
Now, is that because you said the TROXX? Because it has it?
Yeah, because you got, on each main, you got 4 wheels, so you got 2 TROXX, and so that's like double the braking power. And the weight's more, but it just does a way better job.
Wow.
And that's why, you'll see the 757 go in and out of, John Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's a short runway.
That's very short.
Yeah. I was always like, how does that big plane go in and out of there? But it does it. It does it well. That's pretty fun. Pretty fun to land in there in real life. I think John Wayne is definitely one of those airports. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
Going in and out of, because you're definitely the bigger, especially the 7.5. I mean, I think FedEx or UPS runs the A300 in there, but you know, when the 7.5 comes, a lot of people are like, oh, look at that 7.5. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a cool factor in that. But no, it's cool. It's cool to get in a 7.3. It's funny because I haven't been in a real. Well, I haven't even been in the. I've just done like a Zevo every now and then, but like to see all this stuff again, it's kind of a lot of memories. The 7.3 was a cool airplane. I enjoyed it. I used to take it into LaGuardia and doing like the river visual.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's
wow.
really cool. My first experience was on a 737, and you know, doing the expressway visual on the 3.1 and a 737-900 was
Wow.
really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So that stuff, yeah. And that's like when I met Nico.
Okay.
I was on a Manhattan layover. And so he was like, yeah, I live not far from the hotel I was staying at, so I went to go see him and check out his simulator setup. It was pretty wild. But yeah, 7.3 is a cool plane. Some people knock it, but it has its quirks, but I think it's still a very relevant plane. And having flown the Airbus now, I can really kind of compare and contrast.
Sure.
Because I would just hear all these stories of, oh, the 320 is better at this, and there are some things that this 320 is good at, creature comforts and stuff like that. From a performance standpoint, though, they're not that much better. I mean, I don't know how much weight we got loaded on here, but it's climbing pretty decent. But then again, it's a pretty short flight.
Yeah, and we do got a headwind.
It shouldn't make too much of a difference when the climb really depends on how much thrust you have to weight you're carrying.
Okay.
So if you have a lot of weight, you're going far, it's that thrust, you only got so much climb power to go up, and we're at 99.7, so pretty much giving it all she got. It's getting about 1,000. So on the 757, you'd probably be getting close to about 1,500 feet per minute, if not more. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That thing really does
It
climb.
does, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if they get a 757 Tegucigalpa, piece of cake. Yeah, John's a piece of cake. Yeah, no, Tegucigalpa is definitely another one. What do you think about the Pat Whitney 4000s on the 6.7? Okay, so that's a good point. The 767, so a lot of people go, oh, the bigger the plane, the better, right? Well, the 757 just seemed to be the perfect size. The 7.6, it's heavy, it's big, it's kind of like a Cadillac, so it has its own demeanor to it. But one of the things that I noticed when I flew the 7.6 was that the sensitivity for the yoke was a little bit, because it has these inboard ailerons that come out at slow speeds.
Yeah.
To fly the 767, you had to adjust your muscle memory. So if you've been flying the 7.5, which I felt like the 7.5 had just the amount of muscle memory that felt just right, whereas the 7.6, you had to really fly with the fingers. For as big as an airplane it is, it's very sensitive.
Wow.
So that took a little bit more adjustment. And, it was really hard to get a good landing in the 7.6. 7.5, you can get them pretty consistently, but the 7.6, it's really a big airplane, the forward trucks when you're landing it. I mean, if you just get something where, it's hard to get super butter. I've gotten it like a few times, but it is hard.
It's hard.
Yeah,
huh?
it's a big plane. It's a big plane.
Wow.
But the coolest thing about the 7.6, I think, is the fact that typically when you get on it, you're going far.
Yeah.
Like, my first flight on it was Salt Lake to Paris.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you're taking off out of Salt Lake in the summertime. It's 90 degrees outside. Salt Lake's high altitude airport.
Right.
And we had an overheat on the EGT, but the captain's like, no, that's fine, we'll keep going. And it was totally fine. It's just there's a time limit you can run it up to, but
Okay.
he obviously knew that. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, we were close to max gross. We were like 400,000 pounds going to
So
Paris.
you guys are heavy calling in, huh?
Heavy,
Wow.
going all the way to Paris. It's a long. That's a long flight. So 3-man crew.
3-man.
And I was a pilot flying.
Wow.
Like right off the bat, he's like, you're flying. I was like, okay.
Wow. Jack says SLC to
Yeah.
CDG.
No,
Good
that
Lord.
is, do that in the sim, yeah. But it's
Man.
different in the real world because you got people you're talking to. You learn, typically the first day you get to know the other person you're flying with, where they live, where they come from, kind of just building up a rapport with them.
Sure.
So you can work as a team together, and you kind of pick up on different people have different traits. I mean, obviously everything is done to a certain standard.
Right.
But some guys, like to taxi single engine. Some guys like to start a boat. Some guys, some guys will leave everything up to you. So you kind of get a feel for what the guy's expecting, and then you adapt. Yeah. So
Now, are you a big fan of single engine taxiing?
it depends.
Depends. Okay.
Yeah. So my determination factor is how many people are in line for takeoff.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest one. If we have like a wheels up time, that's typically like a flow into Atlanta or some busy airport like New York where there's so many aircraft coming, they'll say, you can't take off until this time. Well, what's the point of starting both engines at that point, right?
Right.
So, and sometimes we might not even push. We'll just stay at the gate with the AP running.
Okay.
So yeah, single engine, it just depends, yeah. And timing the other engine to start, because some guys will, we can taxi faster than others. So you have to kind of get in your brain how fast the engine can start. When do I want to get that other engine going to be able to do all the checklists that you have to do before you get on the runway. But that's all good. I enjoy it. I really do. It's like a natural high. Like when I come home from a trip, it's like it's good to be back, but it's like when I go back, I'm excited to come back.
You're excited.
Yeah, it's good because you fly with different people, you meet people. The last one of the trips I had most recently, I flew with this guy. He was like a big space nerd, and we were totally talking about the whole space, the Virgin Galactic space.
Right. Yeah.
And he actually got tickets to go there.
Did he?
He was out there, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, get out of here. He was trying to hook me up too, but it was a little short notice for me to go.
Sure.
But I was like, that's pretty dope. He got to go out there and see it. So I was like, yeah. So we talked about space, and we talked about like maybe one day in the future, it's like 2001 Space Odyssey, like this might be a flight to the moon or something like.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of interesting different people. Some guys are into cars, some guys are into other stuff too. And yeah, it's good to find.
So what does Chemtrails do when he's not flying, like in his off time?
Well, I have another Instagram page called Chemtrail Whip, so I'm very much into my moto stuff, motorcycles, cars, mostly cars, I would say. I'm a big car fanatic. Maybe not as big as like Jay Leno or somebody like that, but I appreciate a really nice car, a driver's car, manual. And it's probably the same thing. I'm a very big purist when it comes. And that's probably why I appreciate the 7.3, because it's a very purist airplane. I mean, a lot of this stuff, they could have simplified it, but they don't. Right. But then you appreciate all the switching and doing things in the sequence because it's satisfying. So how close are we getting here? We're
about 138 nautical miles out from the top of descent.
Okay. So if you look at the arrival, I think there is, in the real world, what do you call a butter? Okay, what do you call a butter? In the real world is literally when you don't feel the airplane shake at all. Like it literally, you roll it on. And typically the flight attendants will be the first ones to tell you. They'll say, who landed that? It's either going to be good or bad. And if it's good, you know it's good. They're going to be like, that was really good. And some of the passengers, when they're getting off, are going to be like, that was the smoothest flight ever. And that, to me, that makes my day. That's why I couldn't do freight, because freight, nobody says anything.
Nobody says nothing.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares if it's better. Nobody does. The boxes don't say nothing. So it is really cool. I think the coolest thing you tell to a pilot that's probably like, when they're waiting to say goodbye to everybody, and if somebody says, hey, that was a great flight, you guys did a great job, whoever landed it did a great job, pilot flying. So that to me is awesome, and it keeps me going for sure. And so I always try to, if I can. I mean, obviously sometimes you're dealing with 30, 40 mile an hour, not crosswinds, it's gusty, and I mean, you're just trying to get it safe. And I always say everything is measured, and I tell Shaq this, is like just center line touchdown zone. If you can get that, it's successful. Everything else is like butter on top. Everything else is just a cherry on top. If you can get it to be smooth, finesse, and you touch down and you roll it on, then that's just bonus. But some guys will make it a point to just float it, and that's not good, because if you float it out the touchdown zone, now you're compromising your runway distance. You might not be able to stop in time. And you have to think about it. Like if it's a wet runway, typically it would be good to get a smooth landing, but at the same time, your main focus is to get those wheels on the ground, because when it's wet, you have hydroplaning tendencies. So you need to get the weight onto the wheels so the brakes can act.
in order to slow the airplane down. Because if you float it, and you touch down, now it's slippery, and now you're trying to stop it, and you got a wet runway.
Right.
So that just creates a lot of problems. So if you can get it center line, touchdown. And the center line, the reason why is if you take out the crab and you land center line, you got all this margin if the airplane wants to go sideways on you. Right. If you land left or right of center line, now if all of a sudden you get pushed more to the left, now you end up in the grass.
Yeah.
So it's typically what you see out on the line is center line touchdown zone. If it's smooth, that's great, but it's just extra points.
Just extra points.
Just extra points. So anyway, so I think this has an expect in it, doesn't it? So if we look at the chipper arrival into Atlanta, so it has an expect at 13,000.
Let's pull this up. I thought every time I save it, for some reason now with Navigraph, it
Okay,
saves my
so it does
picture,
have it
so-
in there. Okay, it does have it.
So it's in?
I just wanted to make sure it's there because sometimes if it's not there,
Yeah, expect.
you have to make sure that it's going to go down. And then the other thing we typically do, so look at this. So this is a pretty fast, anything over 300. So you definitely want to kind of
Let
be
me see if I can
cognizant.
pull that up so they can see that.
Yeah, so if you have that camera up, right?
Yeah,
so
let me just pull that up for them real quick, let them see that. And camera should change so you guys can follow along here. See if it changes.
Yeah, there we go. So some of the things you would check.
Is that clear?
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Okay. All right. If you can explain now so they can see.
So, yeah, so you would check these legs. You would check on the legs page. You would look against, you make sure all the fixes are there. There's no discons or anything that's not needed to be there. So it looks like it puts it, this discon's there for the approach, so that's fine because this puts you on a downwind. But the main thing was on the actual chart itself, if you go to chipper, 13,000 is an expect. Typically, whenever it says expect or something, it won't have it in there, but this one's there, so it's all there. So that way, you're making sure that this top of descent is correct.
Okay.
Because if you were to take that 13,000 out and put something else, that'll move this somewhere else.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing you can always do is back yourself up mentally. So we're at 35,000 feet, right? The Atlanta airport's at about 1,000 feet. It's like 1020 or something like that. So let's just take 1,000 from 35. So you got 34 right there, right? So you do a little mental math. So we times it by 3 and then take away the zeros, and that's about how much distance you would want to kind of start down at a 3 degree. So just to make the math easier, so let's just say we're at 30,000 feet. We got 30,000 feet to lose. Times it by 3, that's 90. You take away the 0, that's 90. It's about 90 miles out. You typically want to start down.
Okay.
That's 2 good. So with 34, so that would be 3, 102.
Okay.
So 102 miles. That's just straight line, like if you were going to draw a straight line from where you are to the airport. And so that just gives you a mental backup because, yeah, this can lie to you. The top of the descent thing can totally screw you up. And obviously ATC can alter it too.
Right.
They could just be like, you know, hey, cross B-Babe at flight level 230. So now you got to change that, and then you can wait for it to calculate it out, or you can quickly do the mental math, times it by 3, and see if you're about the ballpark to start down now.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of little mental. I mean, times by 3, it shouldn't be too mentally exhausting to do, but yeah, you get used to it.
How many people in the chat knew that?
Another thing would be speed reduction. So if you had to lose, if you're descending at 300, you had to be at the speed or you had to be at a certain point at 250. You got 50 knots to lose, so you would add usually a mile for every 10 knots.
A mile for every 10 knots.
Right. So you would add 5 miles to that whatever descent mileage that you calculated.
Interesting.
Yeah. So these are all just things that you would just have in your back of your mind, just to confirm what you're seeing here is about right.
Okay.
And you can kind of see it if you zoom out on the distance and just go from here to here. Okay, there's the airport. There's my top of descent. So what is this ring is, yeah, so this is 80, right? So from here to here is about 90 miles.
90 miles,
Yeah, 90 something, 100. About 102. Close enough, I mean, straight line.
But so you know that this is giving you fairly good information.
Wow.
Because yeah, you can't. Automation's great and it helps you out in a lot of ways, but you always got to trust but verify.
Yeah.
For yourself. That's kind of one of those things you learn. But we can talk about the brief here. So typically what we do is if we had a flight plan, we would look at the NOTAMs.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things I did see on this Atlanta right now is typically you land on 26 right, but 26 right is closed.
Okay.
So 26 left is what it's going to be. You can pre-select your altimeters. So in the real plane, I don't know if this does. Yeah, so you see that right there in the white?
Yep.
So you can pre-select that. So you can put 3015. Is it set your side too?
Yeah, I'm going there. All right, I'm set.
Oh. Why is mine going back?
Oh yeah, they're a little sensitive.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're a little sensitive.
So then, when you have it pre-selected, then all you have to do is hit the standard button, and it goes to that. So like right now, just to show you, see, it goes to 3015.
Right.
But then, yeah. So if you have it pre-selected, it's ready there, waiting for you to go. So you would look at the arrival. You look at the NOTAMs.
Uh-huh.
Check the arrival. Do figure out what approach you want to do. And since we're doing 26 left, which is kind of odd, but I think it's late at night out there in Atlanta, you would set your frequency.
Okay.
So you would set this in the standby, 108.7, and then just leave it in the standby. When we get closer, we'll throw it back up. 275 course. So that's your course. Crossing Deja at 2600. And then you're looking at your barrel mins. For Cat 1 mins is 1280, so you would set that. Oops, wrong one. And these are things are just to do when you get in, I'd say you typically under 200 miles, less than an hour out. Some guys do it early, some guys. So how can there we go. Barrel 1280. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the earlier you can get this stuff all set up for you, then it saves you from, oh crap, I forgot to do this. Oh crap, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, the last
And then things pile up on you, right? And that's when mistakes get made, when the workload piles up. Because you as a human being can only process so many things, no matter how smart you are. So the more stuff that can be done ahead of time, you know, the better position you're going to be when things start piling up on you, because you've already taken care of everything else, you know. So then you can focus on any kind of issues. So there's 1280. Okay. For some reason that changed. So we'll use auto brakes 3. We'll use flaps 30. And we'll touch down. We're landing 26 left. We'll try to get off at Echo 3. And then we'll figure out what gate we're going to. And then you talk about the missed approach. So the missed approach is climb to 1500, then climbing right to 4000 on a 290 out to hold at Dallas. And you would check that in the box too. It should be in there. So, as this one say, 26 left. Huh. That one has a different one, so this is interesting. So this one has Troy's. Do you have that too?
Oh, I didn't pull it up. Were we 26 left?
Left, yeah.
Alright, let's see. Let's go 26 left.
Always some sort of a thing here. Let's see.
Are we on the ILS?
Yeah. Unless it's an old database.
Alright, what am I looking for?
The missed approach, is it in yours at Dallas?
Missed approach is,
yeah, to hold at Dallas. So this has Troy's. I think this is older. So when was your database?
Yeah, I got Dallas.
What's your database in here?
It hasn't been updated, so.
So that's it. So
right,
so that's why having an update database is important, because the missed approach has changed in real life.
Okay. So this has Troy's, which to me sounded familiar, probably because I've done it before. But it's changed to Dallas, and it was changed on April 2021.
Yeah, that's
no big deal. I mean, it's the same, but those are things that you'd be like, huh? Why is this different?
Forgot to check it at the beginning.
Right. Well, I mean, if you don't have it up to date, then
yeah,
it's obviously
not up to date. Yeah.
So if you're when I looked right here, it says 2019. So you have an old nav data.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's a visual, so we can get vectors to come back around. There's nobody even there tower-wise, so yeah. So auto brake slow with that. Mr. Approach is set. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna cross triplet at 13,000, so we'll probably set that here shortly since there's no air traffic control.
Okay.
One of the things I hated on the 7.3 was always centering this heading bug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was. There's kind of like this thing you always had to do because it's like, say ATC were to say, hey, turn 20 degrees to the right. Well, if the heading bug is way out here, now you gotta crank it back over. But so it's kind of a subconscious thing you have to develop on Boeings is to always have it centered with your track.
Okay.
And then that way, if they say, hey, turn 20 degrees right, okay, 155, okay, 175, and then hit heading and then go.
Okay.
Because they'll do that, you know, because they're trying to get, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get their spacing for aircraft going in. So you have, you know, you're trying to help them out too. It's a give and take, but you want to help them if possible. Obviously, you have the authority to say enable, but you don't say enable for like every little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is just something you always want to be looking at as the heading bug. So, but anyways, and then you would check out any kind of special stuff in the arrival section if there's any weird things that notes or guidance. If you're going to a certain gate, sometimes the gate information can be different. Some of them will have the visual docking systems.
Okay,
If you're not familiar, it kind of gives you a little rundown. Some gates will say no single engine taxi because you might have something behind you that you can blow over.
Okay.
So these are all things that you would like look in your briefing and just to kind of make sure that so you got it all checked.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so the way I always like to think of it is think of it from the story standpoint is where you are, so that you're on the arrival. So check everything on the arrival, then check the approach. Then what you're going to do, you're not planning to go miss, but that's just a contingency. But then you want to try to shoot for an exit strategy. You want to figure out what gate you're going to. If you have to set up some ramp frequencies, you would set up ramp frequencies. And then talk about the contingencies. Yeah, you could probably go missed approach. This is the published missed, or whatever you want to do. If you want to change, you could have a runway change. You could brief that too. Like say, hey, they might give us 27. But typically coming from the north like this, we will probably stay on the north side. But yeah, so that's kind of just from start to end like a story. And then try to think of all the contingencies and special stuff at the end of it.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, so that sets us up for the approach.
Okay.
We're coming up on top of D. Yep. And then so typically, this is a short flight like this. Whoever's not flying, it really doesn't matter, but do the PA to the back.
Okay.
You know, whatever. It's like, it's totally up to, like some people have elaborate PAs, some people have really short ones.
Yeah.
And
What's yours? Go ahead. give it to them.
I try to be human because I feel like everybody's flying different airlines, and if you're just like, your flight plan is prepared for arrival, it's like, okay, you're just like a robot, you know? You know what I mean? Like be human about it. Like, people like to hear that there's a human in charge.
Sure.
So, you know, I'd like to typically say, like, hey, everybody, pardon the interruption, just to give you a little update on our progress. We're currently about this many miles from the airport. We should be starting in the next few minutes. Weather down there is beautiful, weather blah, blah, blah. You know, we should be touching down, landing in this concourse, gate this. And that's why I have it all pre-set up. You know, been a pleasure having you on board today's flight. We thank you for choosing flying with us. You know, at this time we're going to go and turn on the seatbelt sign for the descent, and we also ask your flight attendants prepare the cabin for arrival. Something along the lines. You're getting all the information out there, but you're also putting a little bit of a human feel on it, and it's not sounding robotic, because it's, you know, it's like people paying good money to fly. Why are you going to sound like a robot? You know, like, then you're going to be replaced by a robot. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. Different people have different opinions on that, but that's just my take on it. I'm like, be human. Like, people like to see that there's a human in charge.
It makes sense.
All right, so since we don't have ATC, I'm going to just put 13,000
Okay.
for chipper. That way the airplane will descend. So this is something that the Airbus does not do.
Oh.
So if you put a lower altitude in the wind, we call it the window, but the altitude alert on the mode control panel, and they don't have like a TD, but they have on the Airbus you have just like a little down arrow.
Okay.
It won't descend if it's just white. It'll just tell you. It'll say more drag required, but it won't descend. If you put
won't?
Yeah. So you have to initiate it all the
Wow.
time. Yeah. So it's and it's funny because it came up. There was a crew that I was flying to like Minneapolis or something. They went completely past the airport because they got distracted. Whatever the case is, ATC had to kind of remind them, and they're like, "Oh crap!" But yeah, and that's because the way that system. So that's something I dislike about it because you always have to be on the game. So like right here, see, look, boom, came to top of descent, starting down, 13,000. We call this the football. You got the little football. It tells you, on your path, you're going to make chipper. You have the little arc right here. It shows you you're going to make the chipper at 13,000. Wow. You just want to make sure everything is kosher.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so the Boeings do that. The Airbus does not. It's a minor thing, but yeah, you just have to be cognizant. Stat down early, or you got to initiate it all the time. There are sometimes it will do it if it has a blue arrow.
Okay.
And typically that happens not on the initial descent, but like intermediate level offs.
Okay.
So if there's one like chiplet 13, but then another one at like 10,000.
So if it's stepping, then
yeah, if it's stepping, it shows like a blue down arrow. It'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little different. It's a little so. The way I always remember it is, if it's blue, it'll do it.
Blue will do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, blue it'll do. White, you better do something. It's on you.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's an Airbus thing, but the Boeing, it's great. You put the lower altitude, you don't have to worry about it. As soon as it hits the top of descent, down we go. And it's great. And yeah, seatbelt signs on, going down. We already got our 3015 or whatever for the Atlanta altimeter. Yeah, life is good, man. It's an easy job if you get everything like in a systematic flow. Okay. That's when things, and when you let things pile up on you is when things can go sideways on you.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's not fun. So, any scare moments?
Scary moments? I've had a rapid decompression before, where the pressurization went out. And so you have to quickly remember there's things called immediate action items. And the immediate action item for that is grab that oxygen mask, don oxygen mask, check 100%, establish communications. You have to do that. That's just a committed to memory thing. Because if you don't, right, you pass out.
Yeah.
You lost pressurization. So quickly that clicked in. Then the next thing is speed breakout, thrust auto, flight level change, declare the emergency, all that stuff starts coming into play. And you dive for 10,000 feet typically. One caveat to that is if you're terrain. If you're over like mountains that are over 10,000 feet, then you can't. So then you have to kind of figure out what altitude you got to go down to. Typically that's kind of known. Like if we're flying, let's say, like going down south, Mexico, you have mountains that are higher than 10,000 feet.
Right.
So what we do is we draw little boxes and we say, this is a safe altitude, 13,000 feet. Okay. So if we lose something, we go down there. But in this instance, when it happened, we were totally over the United States. We were able to go down to 10,000 feet. We diverted to like Amarillo. And, we landed, and that was that. But, yeah, that initial moment, I was like, oh, crap, I've had an engine go out. Not on the 737, on the CRJ. Flying like this, we're just briefed the approach. We're descending. All of a sudden, it's just like somebody just slowly brought the power back.
Oh, my goodness.
But it was the left engine, and you're just like, you're looking at it, you're looking at the thrust levers up, but then you're seeing all the gauges going down. And you're just sitting there like, whoa. And there is that moment of startle factor, but then you go, fly the airplane. Okay. So what's going to, the airplane's going to start yawing, so start putting that rudder in, right? Disconnect the auto throttle. Just, start doing your immediate action. You do this so much in the simulator that, it just slowly becomes ingrained. And one of the things I like doing, too, is I have a set of flashcards for just common memory item emergencies. That way, and every time I go before I fly, I just kind of review them real quick. So I have them in my head, and that's just my personal technique. That's like not anything in book, but it's just that way. It's just always fresh in your brain, like the common stuff that can go wrong. There's no time items. Like you have no time. You have to react. You have to do something at that point. I'm trying to think. But that was probably a weird one because, yeah, the engine going out like that, we were just like... And then one of the things, we do it on the simulator all the time, single engine, but we kind of expect it.
Uh-huh.
But when it happened in real life, the one thing I didn't think about was, what if the other engine goes?
Oh,
right?
boy.
Like, you're like...
Yeah.
You don't think about it because you think, oh, yeah, single engine, this is something I'm going to get trained on the sim. But then in real life, you go, well, why did that engine go out? And whatever made it go out, will it affect the other engine?
Jeez.
Yeah. And then the other thing that happens in real life that you don't really practice too much on is the amount of people over bombarding you. ATC wants to know souls on board, major emergency, why are you doing this? The company will start sending you ACARS messages saying, what's going on?
Oh my
And sometimes you just have to be like, time out.
Yeah.
Like, let me solve all this stuff first. Get us in a good position. Okay, engine out. Left engine, we're diverting to Amarillo. Send.
Wow.
Flight attendants, we're diverting. Prepare for, whatever the emergency is. It's not going to be like an evacuation or anything like that, but we're not going to the intended destination. So it's like you have to prioritize, fly the airplane. They call it aviate, navigate, then communicate.
Thank you.
So it's always fly the airplane first. So get it in a good position, go down. But it's just stuff you just kind of become kind of ingrained in. I'm not saying like I'm super pilot or anything like that, but it's just like you try to do the best job you can.
Sure.
Right? You don't want to ever like go, oh crap, what do I do again?
Right. So when you're flying the sim, do you practice like failures and stuff mostly, or do you fly just for fun?
When I'm flying sim at home, it's just for fun.
It's just strictly fun.
Yeah. Sometimes, like if I have a recurrent coming up, like when I was on the 7.3, I would just do like a single engine profile.
Okay.
On X-Plane, Flight Factor had a thing where you can program a failure, so you can program the engine to fail at V1. So I would just do that just to go through the items. You can't necessarily master the muscle stuff.
Sure.
Because the actual, the full... I mean, maybe in this, if you get the rudders just right, but at least you have the procedures down.
Okay.
To where it's like boom, 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 and off you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a lot of information to take in today, guys.
Lot. Sorry. I don't want to overload.
No, I mean, keep it coming. I think it's good for the community to hear firsthand from a real world airline pilot. That's important, especially someone who's type rated on various aircrafts, and most importantly the aircraft that we're currently in today.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about it is when you're type rated on a lot of planes, I mean, at the end of the day, it is still an airplane.
Sure.
There are differences, obviously, and there's system differences, but an airplane is an airplane. It's going to fly, pitch, power, trim, rudder. Hopefully that doesn't ever change, but so, I've always learned, like, if you can fly a Cessna, like flying this, it's just, there's a level of complexity that comes with the systems, but the yoke, the throttle, the rudder pedals, it should all fairly be basic stuff from a flying standpoint. Okay.
So when you first step into the sim and you look at the sim and you think about the real aircraft, the 737, are there a lot of differences? More differences?
What do you say sim? Which sim? This sim?
This sim and the actual real 737 when you step into the cockpit.
I mean, from a ergonomic standpoint, it's similar. I want to say maybe these seats are a little closer, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
My goodness.
I'll let you know here soon because it's been a couple years. But yeah, I mean, obviously the view is a little different. Some of these switches operate a little differently, but it is a very familiar. I know where I can kind of pick up from. Like obviously, I had to calibrate obviously from the visual standpoint because you told me that it's shifted.
Right. So
I had that quick. And that's the reason why I was like, well, let me at least kind of figure out what straight is.
Sure.
So I can recalibrate my brain to what's straight.
It was funny because you picked up on it right away.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, something's off here.
A lot of people don't. Not until it's too late. Then it's like, oh shoot, what's going on?
All right. So here we're going through transition. So we would put these lights on and that light on. And then we would do the descent checklist, which, I mean, if there is one on there, I don't know.
Yeah, descent pressurization?
It's set for Atlanta, yeah.
All right, seatbelt signs?
It's on.
Recall?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's our one engine for the reverser. Yep.
Auto brakes.
3.
Landing data.
Flaps 30, rough of 148.
Approach briefing.
Is complete.
Descent checklist completed.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so checklist should just flow. It shouldn't be some cumbersome thing that you have to do. Yeah, so this descent's good. 314 is not bad. But if you were like descending and it said 330, that's really close. If you hit a bump, you could potentially go into the red. So like remember I was showing you the descent page? So in the descent page here, this speed, you always try to make a note of it. And sometimes the arrival will dictate something different.
Okay.
It'll say descend at Mach till 280. So well, then you have to change it.
Okay.
Because they may not always be there. So it's something always to check.
So look, there's some information in the chat for us, or for you. A lot of this is for you.
This is just like Planes 2.0. Have you seen that series of videos?
What's that?
Where people in the cockpit where they're filming it all?
Like Just Planes?
Yeah, Just Planes.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
he's saying. This is like Just Planes 2.0. Shaq gets a finder's fee of 15%, he says.
Yes, he does. As a matter of fact, guys, go ahead and drop your imaginary donations in the chat so I can cover this expensive fee that just came my way for all this knowledge. Otherwise, I'm removing this video and nobody gets it. But we definitely appreciate you coming out here to the sim and visiting
it's fun.
And learning stuff in the process.
The visuals of 2020 is pretty real. I mean, I'm just looking outside. I mean, if he didn't have the 3 screens, but if he had like a full wraparound, it's pretty good. I mean, it's come a long way. When I started playing Flight Sim, my first Flight Sim was like Flight Sim 5.1.
Wow.
Which I played on a neighbor's computer, but then a 95 came out, and I thought it was so great. But you go play that. I dare you to go back and say that was a good graphics. But back then, yeah. And then I think there was 98 that had the 737 in it, but it was like I think it was a 600 or something. I can't remember. It was an older one.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So typically here, ATC would start dictating speeds. Okay. So I mean we're doing 13,000 right now, but usually, depending on the spacing, if you wanted you to go fast, you'll say maintain 300 or better. But usually by rain or something like that, you'd be slowed up to about 210.
Okay.
At least 250, but we'll wait a little bit. Like if they haven't said anything by this point,
okay.
If we're going to, if rain's the next point, I'm kind of like, I'm like ready. Because
ready
I already
to
know. Either I'm going to say, hey, do you need to slow? Do you need a speed? Because typically, yeah, one of the hardest things is descending in a jet. Because they'll say something like, descend and maintain 4,000, then slow to 180. Well, physics dictates otherwise. It's hard to go down and slow down.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to just kind of be ready for it. And not be high for the other one. Alright, so now it's slowed on its own.
I saw that.
So if we can speed intervene, we can put, we'll just put 250 in for now. We'll let it slow, and then we'll slow it up to 210 at rain. Nice and clear here.
Yeah, definitely clear skies, considering where we came from, huh?
Right.
And I haven't been to neither one of these airports that we, well, I've been to Atlanta. So there's a bump somewhere, I can't remember. I don't know if you experienced it in Microsoft.
So Shaq guys, would you first go down or slow down? It depends on the airplane. Some airplanes will descend quicker at 250. Some airplanes you have to slow up, put some flaps in, then go down. So the Airbus is like that. You have to put some flaps in, slow down, and then go down. But the 7.5 wasn't. The 7.5 was pretty good about just going down at 250 or something like that, or 75 was pretty good at just slowing up in general. Oh, I don't know. I take it back. Not like perfect, but it was better.
So what's your favorite Boeing?
75-200.
752. Oh, 752.
Particularly the 200, yeah.
The 200. Oh, okay.
It was just the right size, and then they went, you know what? We got a little bit more power, performance. Let's stretch it out, make the 300, and then it's like, then it became kind of like every other airplane in terms of performance.
Sure.
That's a really long airplane, by the way. We call it the slave ship.
The what is it?
The slave ship.
The slave ship.
Oh, you open that door, and it's just like a slave ship of people back there.
Gosh.
I mean, you can almost not see the back end sometimes.
Now, do you guys have a lot of the 300s?
I think we have the most.
The most? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put a lot of people in it.
Wow. What's
So
the range? Where do they go? Where do they typically fly?
Typically 2/3 of the country.
Okay. Okay.
They don't go too far because the extra length and stuff comes at an expensive range.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
So there we go. We'll flow up to 210 here for rain. So you know what this means right here when it says up on your speed indicator?
No.
So that's your clean speed based on your weight. So if you operate below that, you typically want to put a notch of flaps in.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a reminder.
So if you're below that, then you want to go ahead and add
Yeah.
some flaps. Okay.
Yeah.
A notch or so. Okay.
Yeah. So since we're going to get it to 210, let's just go flaps 1.
Flaps 1. Speed check. Flaps 1.
Yeah. So one of the things we don't have on this simulator is the indicator.
Yeah, so we don't know.
There's a verbal.
That's all you can go by.
Yeah.
And we will have that for a little while.
Yeah. I'll check this out. So, yeah, it's, typically you would see the downtown to the north, which it's kind of there. I guess it's
Loading.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see airport right there.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you'll get a descent. We'll just go to 5,000. So 5,000, level change, and then off we go. Throttle should go to idle. And typically I like to see at least, I don't know, 1,500 feet per minute. If not, I add a little speed brake. Now, here's a technique. Some people will yank the speed brake. I kind of tend to just slowly work it in.
Oh, you're not one of those guys that...
Yeah, well, the plane behaves. I go, well, I want a certain descent rate. Let me just finesse this down. Why, man? You know, some guys manhandle it, some guys finesse it. It's all about that smooth factor, right? You're just trying to make it smooth, comfortable. I don't know how many times people are like, that was my first flight ever. Like, I'm like, wow, you know, like, it was really great. Thank you.
Do you get a lot of people that want to come inside and take pictures?
In the cockpit?
Yes.
Yes. I wouldn't say a lot, but I would say it happens every 5 or 10 flights or so. Kids, typically it's kids.
Mostly kids.
Typically it's parents pushing the kids.
That's what it is. They're driving the kid to do it, right?
I had this mom come in with her 2 kids, and the kids were like, all right, that's cool. But then the mom sat down, and she just wanted to talk about how she wanted to be a pilot one day, and it never happened to her. And, you know, I go, well, you can at least get your private or something. I mean, it's not impossible. So 10,000 feet, below 250, these come on. We would do the double chime on the seat belts. That lets the flight attendants know, like, hey, that final descent. It was like a lightning.
Yeah, you just saw that, right? I don't know if you guys saw that too. We call that the 757-300, the flying pencil narrow body with
flying
the long
pencil,
button.
yep. Slave ship, stretch limo. There's all kinds of names for that thing.
Oddball cousin.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad plane. But from a performance standpoint, the 200 was just a little bit overpowered.
Okay.
So it was fun.
Okay. Guys, we definitely appreciate you guys joining in, getting a lot of real world knowledge here. That's great. So the good thing about it is the video will stay up and you can rewind it and catch up on what you missed. I know I sure will be using it as a tool.
That's cool. So, see if we can pull out this landing with the parallax.
Oh, so I will put this disclaimer out there.
Mm-hmm.
What works best for me
Uh-huh.
is setting the plane up for arrival early. Have the plane fully configured early.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why is because it'll float, and you'll just balloon right back up into the sky. And I don't know why it does that with Microsoft, but it's just, I don't know if it's Microsoft, I don't know if it's ProSim, but I'm just,
Gonna set myself to 4.
yeah, you just got to do it a little bit earlier here. Pilot discretion, definitely.
We would do an approach checklist. I don't know if that's on there at all.
It sure is. So approach checklist, engine start switches?
I guess that, typically it goes later, but we can put them continuous if you want.
Altimeter?
3015.
3015, my side.
We're going to ignore that one.
Yeah, that was.
I just threw that up for the approach 108.7.
All right, approach checklist complete.
Yeah, brew, it's kind of identified.
So I don't know where I am sometimes in the chat. If it's I have to refresh it sometimes.
If you hit the little live on the bottom left, it usually typically goes.
Okay. Because I had lost the chat earlier, I was way behind in the chat. I like to let my seat up because I just love looking at that. That's the only thing I like about Microsoft, honestly, is the visuals.
The visuals.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
This Atlanta looks a lot like this. Stone Mountain's right there on the left side. You see that little bald mountain right here on the left?
Uh-huh.
That's Stone Mountain.
Now, do you get on and notify passengers of landmarks and stuff like that when you get?
A lot of people want to watch their movies. I kind of look at it, go, if I'm sitting back there, do I like seeing? I typically try not to intrude too much. Seatbelt sign comes on, you have to make a mandatory PA, but I try to be cognizant that people are watching movies, they want to get to where they're going. Not everybody appreciates that. Kind of seems to be like an old person thing. They have their map, they have the airplane on the mini map, they know exactly where people are. Alright, so we're going to pretend like we got a vector heading of 180, so we go heading, and I don't know if you do this, but this is what we do in real life, is we clean up the approach. Mm-hmm. So we take Mark D, we put it in our 2, intercept course is 275, that extends that out, and you execute it, and that gets rid of all the arrival stuff. So now you got this nice magenta line. And typically they'll go with slow to 180, so we can go flaps 5.
All right, flaps 5. Flaps 5, speed check.
Flaps 2.
And there's our indicator.
And then it's going to say flaps 5. Yep, sure enough. So
Flaps 5 set.
Vector myself over here, maybe about a 230. We don't have any VATSIM controllers to do this, but we're just doing it ourselves. And typically a day like this, they'd be like, hey, you got the airport in sight, you look in, you're like, negative, okay. But if you do, you can call it out.
And this is one thing I can't wait for multi-monitor support, because trying to find things out the left and right view, it's impossible. It's just a big ball of mess.
Well, Atlanta's right there about 2 o'clock. You can kind of make out the big
I can kind of see a little bit, a little bit right there. But this is one of the downfalls that, doing it, there's no support, so it's hard sometimes to see things that you need to see.
Right.
So that's one of the many drawbacks of no multi-monitor support. With all the craziness lately at chemtrails, have you had any nut jobs on a flight?
Yes.
That was quick. That was real quick.
All right, we're going to arm up the approach there.
Bacazzato said, let's get a butter, boys.
Let's see.
Shaq says, hopefully this will happen again, not just a one-off. I'm hoping so, too. But that would be up to the man himself. All right, I feel the sight.
Yep. And it's 26 left, so that's going to be a little weird. It's going to be that inboard runway.
Okay.
Only because 26 right is NOTAM closed. So we're trying to go with the real world. Or else, you would have somebody in the comments going, well, 26 right was closed. Why'd you guys land on that? All right, comes the glide slope. Let's go, let's see, our speed good for flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
And what that does is it gets a little bit of drag. As you get the glides up, the airplane's going to go down, so it keeps the power up.
10.
So with jet engines, you guys typically want to keep them spooled. Because if you go below, like if you go all the way to idle, to bring them back up in case you had to go around, it takes longer. Whereas if they're kind of spooled at like the 50, 60, they're quicker to accelerate for the go-around. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so.
Just going to pretty much say no for everything today.
All right, let's go gear down.
All right, gear go down.
And then we'll set this right on the ref.
Gear down, 3 green lights.
All right. Laps 25.
Laps 25.
And laps 30.
Laps 25.
Landing checklist.
Laps 30. And launch checklist.
On this, do you normally keep the speed brake up like that?
Yeah, so I
arm?
to arm it right here to that one. Yeah, a little bit more.
It's armed?
Yeah. Okay, you got it. Cool. Okay, so cabin.
Oh, it says extended. Hold on. I was trying to get it to where it didn't say extended.
Oh, ignore that light.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just a bug. I'm hoping with the next update it goes away. Yeah, just pretend that's not there.
Okay. What'd you say?
All right, so cabin.
I guess it would be notified.
Okay, speed brake lever.
It's armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
30. And then you would verify that too, 30.
And land checklist complete.
Okay, and these are continuous. We set the Mr. Approach to 4,000. It's all good. We're on the glide slope. It's looking good. We'll disconnect this thing. So yeah, it's kind of weird with it kind of coming down.
Sometimes this disconnects the throttle, but
there we go.
Sometimes it, I don't know. It's again, some of the things that you have to deal with. Some days everything works. Some days it doesn't. All right, guys, here goes the first landing. Sorry, I keep letting my seat up further and further. Like I love sitting on the passenger side, well, the first officer side, any side where I'm not flying. Just because I want to. I never seen Microsoft.
Clear to land.
1,000. Misapproach altitude set.
Roger. I will say the pitch is a little on the sensitive side, but.
Yeah, and I got to set the dead zones in the yoke too. I haven't got a chance to do that. See, guys, he picks up on everything, man. Chemtrail is on point. You're not going to get nothing past him.
And we've already figured out the rudder is a little bit of a interesting contraption.
Yeah, that thing is useless. I'll never use it. I use the tiller only.
In the real world, yeah, you definitely want that rudder, especially for those crosswinds. Yeah, so glide slope shows that you're kind of on. A little bit left. There's traffic. Oh boy.
50, 40. Bank angle. 30, 20, 10. Traffic.
Trying to put the rudder.
Score is up. Versus normal.
Yeah, so use the tiller instead
I
of
use
the
the
rudder?
tiller. Yeah.
Wow,
And with this, Microsoft, yeah, you have to use the tiller. You cannot use the rudder for nothing. 80 knots.
80 knots. Bring him down. Yeah, if I use the rudder, it gets real sensitive.
Yeah, that's I don't use. It's just tiller only in this.
All right, so we'll manual disarm the brakes, and then that's Echo 3. Is that what we? Or yeah, that's what we planned on. Yeah, I still got to get used to that parallax. I was like,
yeah, it takes some getting used to. It does. It's clean up the aircraft.
Typically, wait till you clear this spot past the hold lines. Oh. And yeah, I'll bring it to. All right, flaps up after.
Oh, flaps 25.
Yeah, flaps up after landing.
All right, flaps up.
Flaps 25.
So it wasn't bad. Wasn't great.
15.
So we do the lights,
Flaps 10.
do the claw. Oh, you already got it. Cool. Sweet. And where are we
Flaps
parking?
5.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Flaps
Start
2.
APU.
It better start. Like, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't get it.
Flaps 1.
Yeah, so the rudder on this, it's like,
It's in-op. I just consider it in-op. Like, it's just,
Flaps up.
it's not there. It's non-existent.
so what's flight, whatever the people that make this excuse for that?
So it's ProSim. So ProSim basically, it's beta, right? So
Yeah.
we can't really complain. If you want everything to work, go to prepared.
Here's tug drivers.
Yeah.
It's realistic right there.
That's all it is. Bye. So yeah, so we really can't complain. All we can do is be thankful for what they do, but this is not their priority. Priority is always keeping, prepared, up to date. And it's not that they don't do things, but there also is Asobo is not letting them in and letting them have access 100% to the sim as well. So it's like a shared responsibility thing here. But it's something that I don't mind dealing with. It gets frustrating at times, but I'm after the visuals and I know this is the future, and I had to make a decision. Do I invest in an old platform and just keep buying hundreds of dollars of scenery and hard drives, or do I just be patient? Miss Roach, nice job, nice landing. Shaq says smooth. Dizzle says good job, guys. Bacasado, great job, guys. Well, you guys can leave off the guys because I didn't do anything. I've been here just soaking up the experience.
It's teamwork to make the dream work.
I'm over here like a sponge. I'm gonna be practicing.
Where should we park?
Not sure. I don't get the gates in Microsoft. Why are they like sideways? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah. Just park next to this, between these two Airbuses.
Right. So we're gonna get a view.
Yeah, the APU did not want to start.
I'll give it ground power. I don't get that.
Yeah. Getty.
It'll start at the gate. It's just weird that it does that. I haven't figured it out. But I know there's a problem with the APU. And I don't know if that's people were saying that the APU is either not shutting off or not coming on. It's just a lot of different topics on the forums.
Let's see if I can swing this on right.
Clear right?
Little bit different.
Yeah, and then it's gonna go like far away. Like it's really close in your face, and then right there it just goes far away. It gets somewhat.
Yeah.
normal.
So yeah, if you guys didn't know, there's like a 3-monitor setup here, and it's kind of like an offset. Like right now, I think I'm crooked, but I can't do anything about it.
So what I'll do is
Right there.
I'll get us some ground power real quick.
Set the parking brake.
All right. It didn't take
APU
ground
never,
power.
yeah, APU did not come on. And again.
I'm not getting no ground power. Let me try here. 1 second. There you go. All right, so you got ground power. I don't know why I didn't grab there.
Okay.
And probably just wait a second, and then we'll get the APU in a second.
Okay. So typically this is like a big FO.
There it is.
Oh.
No, it's not. Oh, it's shutting down now. See, so it got stuck.
Okay. Let me try it again.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So this is like a big pilot monitoring flow.
Right
You
here.
have to learn. Yeah. So typically you turn off the seatbelt sign, so you let them up.
Okay.
And then as soon as you got the gen, oops, sorry.
It's all right.
As soon as you got the gen going, since we got ground power, then we killed the engine. So let them up, shut them down, and so you just make sure the AC gens have transferred, AC power is transferred, then you can kill the engines.
Okay.
And then it's a bunch of switches. Do you know how it goes?
Oh yeah.
So typically leave this as a backup for the APU.
Mm-hmm.
And then come over here. Oops, sorry, not that one. Those two, 4 right there. You get the APU and the air going if you haven't. Then turn off the anti-collision. Set the trim. And then the transponder. put that to standby, 0 it out for the next guy. And then you would do the shutdown checklist.
Okay.
There's the APU.
Fuel pumps?
They're off and on. One of them.
Come on. There you go. Okay. Probe heat and anti-ice?
It's off.
Hydraulic panel?
It's off and on.
Park brake?
Set.
Engine start levers?
Set up.
Shutdown checklist complete.
Perfect. Well, cool guys. That was fun. Finally, when it got everything going.
Yeah, that's like the circle of life here. So it takes a couple rounds to get the sim warmed up. It seems like it, and then, you know, it eventually starts running smooth.
Yeah, I would say look at the pitch sensitivities.
Okay.
And the roll wasn't too bad, but it could be a little bit, because the 737 has like a little dead spot. So this is like really smoother than what the real plane, you would have a definite, like, oh, I'm pulling on the pedals.
Probably like this one.
Or I'm pulling on the cable and I'm not. Like there's a slack zone and then you feel the tension.
Okay.
So this kind of just has this springy feel.
Okay.
So it has to do with, you know, the cable and the hydraulics and stuff like that. But like if you have the hydraulics off, this would be like impossible.
It's stiff.
But you have, it's actually that's one thing you have to do in the simulator is land this thing without hydraulics.
Without hydraulics.
It's,
in order to get you tight.
Both hands.
In order to get you tight.
Yeah, it takes both hands. You're like you're literally like this.
How are the landings?
It's center line touchdown. That's all you're going for.
So no butter.
The biggest thing is just making that base to final turn just right.
Goodness.
You kind of just want to start early and just get it shallow and then roll out as early as you can.
Now are you guys working together at that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, your both hands are here, so and you're probably kind of sometimes giving a little bit of power, but it just turns into like molasses.
Oh my goodness!
Because there's no hydraulics, you're just doing the cables.
Sure. Oh God.
Yeah. That is one thing that the Airbus can't do. If hydraulics fail, so this has 2 hydraulic systems. The Airbus has 3.
Okay.
So that's kind of how they get around it. So this one, the third redundancy is manual control. They call it manual reversion.
Sure.
On the Airbus, it's just that third hydraulic system. But if you lose all 3, there's no way. It just says imminent, catastrophic.
Oh
failure.
my goodness, that doesn't
I
sound
remember
very
reading that and I was like, whoa. And they're like, well, it's never happened. And I don't know. I was like, and you can lose up to 2 and still be okay. But this one, if you lose both, you have to go to manual reversion, which is, it's a chore.
Yeah,
It's a chore.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, you won't be flying any Airbus anytime soon after that fun fact.
No, I mean, like I said, it's one of those things like, I think they designed it in a way that third hydraulic system on the Airbus is very, you know, it's very hard, and to have them, all 3 of them go out is almost near impossible.
Sure.
But I don't think it's ever happened either. So, but you never know. It's one of those things when I read the book about it, I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
But it's because it's all computers, you know, so it's computerized and it's hydraulics. This is a manual cable hydraulic actuator airplane. So, but anyways, we got it all shut down. We got the ground power, so we can even kill that. Kill the APU. There you go. It's quieter.
Shaq, if you don't mind my blown mind back on the taxiway, we go get it, please.
Yeah, I wish we could do a replay, but that's always cool on the. That's one thing I miss on flights in 2020 is the replay function.
Yeah, there's no replay.
Like a native. I guess there's an aftermarket one.
Sure.
Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, there's some aftermarket way of doing it, but I just thought it was quite odd that Microsoft or Sobo left that out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's always a cool thing to just go back and check out your landing. You know, go outside, go to the tower view. Like that was on X-Plane. I just like what were you doing different? Like how good really was it? You know, you can look and see.
Well, I don't want to see it in this until they get these kinks worked out.
Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything, the fact that you have all these tactile stuff, that's something that every simmer wishes they had. So, but yeah, if you get the visuals to be tweaked just a little bit over,
A little bit more to the right.
yeah, just to the right. Because if for the people watching at home, when you're landing this airplane to be straight, it's like you feel like you're looking left.
Yeah.
So you're in a constant crab. So it's like something unnerving.
That's what I had
And
to
then-
explain to people because
Yep.
they always comment about the landings. And you have to be here to really understand what's going on and why the
And
landings.
Nico had the same thing.
He did, huh?
But he had not 3. I think he had like 5, but they were different.
Was it the 80-inch? Were 80-inch TVs or?
I can't remember how big they were, but he had more of a diagonal, like a 90-degree diagonal and like a straight, and then so that this at least you have one big one in the front, so you can kind of, but it's shifted off, like you just have to twist it over.
That's what he was telling me today. Fly lease for the screens because he was like, don't go projectors. He said because and I've heard a lot of stories about projectors that like if you touch them, the image becomes unaligned or something like they.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's like it's hit or miss. To me, I like the look of projectors because it gives you one
wraparound.
clean feel.
So for the ones we train on for the actual initial sign-offs and the recurrence, they are projectors.
They are projectors.
The visuals, they're not as good as this, obviously. They've gotten better, even just in the time that I've seen them. The newer, like the new Airbus sims are really decent. I mean, you saw like traffic, you saw parked airplanes. The gates looked okay, and not like reflective glass, but you could see the gates and you could see the jet bridges. But you don't really need that stuff, It's just
Right,
all
you don't care
extra.
about that. Yeah.
Most of the time when you're in simulator world, it's half-mile visibility, 200 overcast.
Oh my goodness.
All the time.
God.
Because that's Cat 1 mins.
Okay.
So you're always doing that. Or if you're going to do a takeoff, it's RVR 1600, so that's like an eighth of a mile.
Wow.
Because that's like your hard limit. So, and you don't do that very much on the line, so they want you to constantly be doing those kind of takeoffs and landings because it's not something you typically encounter every day.
Wow.
So visuals just go out the door at that point.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
doesn't
gray.
matter.
It's like V1 rotate gray.
Oh God. So there's no fun.
Yeah. The only times you do have like clear and blue is when you do like wind shear.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Terrain, chip whiz stuff. Sometimes you'll be in the clear and you'll see the mountain. It'll be a glass. They call it a glass mountain.
Okay.
It's where the instructor, you're flying along straight and level, and all of a sudden the instructor will put an invisible mountain all of a sudden in front of you.
Goodness.
So then it sets off the jib whiz, and it's like, terrain, pull up, and so it just tests your reaction to do the maneuver.
Wow.
So I mean, those are things that they have to do, because, I mean, if you see the mountain coming, then you know.
Sure.
But
sure.
it's like, oh, they call it the glass mountain because you don't see it.
You don't see it coming. Wow.
But anyways, it was fun, man. I probably got to head home, too.
All right.
Totally cool.
Definitely
hanging out.
appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good to meet you guys.
Appreciate the support in the chat as well and in the stream. Thank you guys. So Drew Stone says I had a projector, 110-inch was dope. Yeah, projectors are nice, man. Don't get me wrong. I love projectors. I really do. I love the whole wraparound.
So these are TVs?
These are TVs. These are TVs, 70 inches. The image quality is a lot more sharper.
Yeah.
On a TV.
Yeah.
But here's my drawback is that I think they're a little too sharp. And that's why I like, I'm a fan of projectors. But with the space and the image quality, I think this is a good route. Now I'm still contemplating what's going to happen, but when the sim moves to its final location, it will be projectors.
Okay.
Only because it's just the way to go.
Yeah.
It'll be stationary.
It's a good way to get the 3D perception.
Yeah.
Because, in the simulator world, I mean, it's not 100% accurate either. Like in the Level D, the FAA sims, the graphics aren't great, but you can get the runway alignment, which is what you kind of want.
That's what
you
you
want to be able to take out because you'll get 20-knot crosswinds, and you want to just be able to take out the rudder. And once you can get the rudder pedals fixed too. This is super stiff compared to.
That's stiff, right?
Yeah, this is like almost like having no hydraulics.
I wish there was an adjustment, so maybe I can open them up and see. But open cockpits, it's just
Maybe
weird.
there's a spring tension on this.
It's got to be.
Yeah. But stuff to work on. It's never perfect.
No. And as you can see, the panels are not even I haven't even attached them because I have some more pieces coming that I have to install. So
This is cool though, because I mean, the real one. So that you grab this, you press the button, and then you click it.
and
then
slide it back.
Yeah, slide it back. And it's cool that they even have this like all like represented. Yeah, it's cool. And oxygen mask is right, like cool.
Yeah, so some of these parts are actually 3D printed. So like this here is 3D printed actually, the window openers.
Okay.
The blinds, the grab thing is all 3D printed.
So is this actual glass?
Yeah, it's I forgot what Flight Deck
Plexiglass?
Solution calls it. It's a different type of glass. It's supposed to be a scratch resistant glass, but I beg to differ. So that immediately went out the window. I was like, yeah, nice. Yeah, it's real scratch resistant. So yeah, but
I will say that the environmentals are on point. It's nice and cool in here.
yeah, well, it wasn't before. So it was hot. So the gas prevents were working,
Yeah.
and you get a little air.
Yeah.
But it gets so hot that we're still sweating.
Yeah.
So then we put a fan in here, and it was moving air.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? I seen
Good.
a spot.
This is cooler than the real plane.
It's much cooler.
Like from a temperature standpoint, sometimes you're sweating in this thing.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The front with the glass front is it can.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, on a hot day, it's typically warmer in the front because of all the glass.
Wow. Didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then typically you want the shades.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have the shades that go up.
I had the shades in there, but I took them out because
No, I mean, you don't need them in this.
no, but I just like the little any little detail,
Yeah,
just you know, but it didn't line up right. It was
Yeah.
just an epic fail. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's fake. So I don't know why it just is supposed to work.
So that's like a little monitor for the
yeah, that's
compass,
exactly what it is. So I didn't get the Flight Illusion one because Flight Illusion makes one.
Uh-huh.
It's a better version of that. But I said I don't even use the compass anyway. Some things is not necessary. I guess I just did it for the cosmetic look.
Sure.
It was a cheap investment.
Yeah.
But it works. You catch everything, man.
A lot of memories on the 7.3.
You know where everything is at.
Well, it's kind of like an old like you remember like houses that you lived in for a long time. You know,
Sure.
it's like
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in one, so you. Oh yeah, I remember this. So. But yeah, it's cool to see. Cool to see somebody with this kind of setup. Are you gonna do hydraulics?
So when it moves,
Yeah.
I am switching out to link yokes.
Yeah.
And I'm contemplating
Are you
control
gonna
loading.
do the? Yeah, I was gonna say control loading, and then
I'm contemplating.
will that connect the two together?
So no, so link you can just do linked, and but a buddy of mine who interfaced this, he's a software engineer. He done control loading himself. So once his is 100% complete, then I'm probably gonna see if he's going to help me do the same thing with mine and do control loading yokes. So that's the plan because they're just super expensive. I think they're in like the $30,000 range.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for the control loading yokes. No, I'm sorry, 30,000. No, I'm sorry, maybe 18,000 euros or something like that. It's something ridiculous.
It's expensive hobby.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not
I
buying.
think somebody asked how much money have you invested so far in it?
Oh, that's something that I never answer. I just skip right over those. There's no point.
You know, if it's worth it, right? You're gonna spend whatever you're gonna spend, whatever the dollar amount is, right? Right? If it's with any hobby, like you just wanna have the best stuff, or you strive to be the best stuff, so the cost just goes out the window. Like,
yeah,
I'm with that with cars. I'm like, you spent how much on that car? Sorry.
Yeah,
I wanted that. Really
you wanted
bad.
it.
Yeah. I'm like, if it's something I really want, I have the money. Okay, gonna get it.
You're gonna get it. Yeah. The tricky thing with cost is that everybody's mileage always varies, right?
Yeah.
And then there's always what I found early on is that somebody always will find a way to say something. They have a rebuttal, and the conversation goes off track.
Right.
So it's just best to just not discuss those things.
Yeah.
And just focus on what
Well,
we're here.
I will say it doesn't look cheap.
Next topic.
It doesn't look cheap. So money well spent.
Thank you.
And then it'll get better, I bet, as it goes. I mean, this is off a real plane, you said, right?
Yes, that is the only thing real in here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
That's my favorite piece. When Orange County 737 Sim was like, hey, look, don't buy a replica throttle quadrant.
Because a lot of the times the replicas are smaller.
They're
You
smaller.
ever notice that?
I had one.
Yeah.
It was much smaller.
Yeah.
It was smaller in width. and smaller in height.
Yep.
And it was very flimsy.
Yep.
Flaps were flimsy.
Yeah, when I noticed, I was like, man, this is like solid. And then you're like, it's a real one. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, this looks quality piece here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I think my
Did you ever look to see where it came from, like the end number of the airplane?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I think he might have told me, because he cleaned it up, took all the wiring, took the guts out, and put all the cards and stuff in there. But I forget. I can't remember.
Well, then this would work too, right?
Yes, that does work.
Yeah.
Yep. That comes out. Yep.
Oh, that's the emergency trim. That's cool. So this is what takes out your kneecaps. And then this will,
don't ever forget that. No.
This will take you to a knee surgery.
Has that happened to you?
No. If you're pulling this out, this is a bad day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't.
But typically, what happens is I'll rest my leg on this, and when it goes slowly, it doesn't, and then all of a sudden it spins fast, and then it hits you.
Jeez.
Anyways, guys, it's been fun. I'm gonna go to bed, or I'm gonna go home. He's gonna go to bed.
Absolutely.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
But I appreciate the opportunity coming out here, checking out your sim. It was fun. Good to relive some old memories in the 7.3.
Yes, because you've been in sims before, though, outside of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Nico Lumerman's line with Nico.
Nico Lumerman.
Lumerman, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nico has the best sim out there, man. Goodness.
He's up in Manhattan doing things big.
Yeah, the motion, man.
Yeah. And it's electric. Did you know that?
I don't know. No.
Yeah. So his motors, because I'm like, you put hydraulics? He's like, no, they're all electric. I was like, whoa.
That's why his light bill is so high. That's why his light bill is so high. God.
Can't exactly. I mean, because his whole setup is on these electric motors, and you have to get up on like a little ladder to get up on into it.
Man,
it's in this really tall room. So.
His sim is insane.
Yeah, and it soundproofed walls and everything because it was a recording studio.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Anyway.
Well, thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't and you like the content that you're seeing. And also go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to become a virtual passenger. This weekend won't be many streams from me because everybody's busy. Eagle Aviator, you guys know that me and him always stream Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays. But he's got some real world flying to do. He's trying to get his solo done, or his cross country. So, yeah, I think this is it for the week. Maybe I'll throw one up in the midweek and we'll see what happens. But thank you for coming, Kim Trails.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It was fun. Thanks for the invite. No, it's always cool to meet other simmers, and maybe we'll see you on the real plane.
Maybe we'll see.
At least come up and say hi.
Maybe come up and say hi. That could happen.
That'd be cool.
And Shaq, thank you very much, man. Big ups to you, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the connection.
That was awesome. So you guys enjoy your weekend. Drew Stones, I really appreciate your support, man. You always come through and support me, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Drew Stone, let's get on that GTA, man. Let's go, man. I need some more money.
Are you running virtual businesses?
I just started, so I'm going to get my hands in everything. Drew got me a couple million. All right, guys, we are out of here. Mr. Proach, we catch you later, man. I hope to see you back in the sim as well, man. You and Jake, you guys take care. Have a good weekend. We're out of here.
Have a good weekend, guys.